And your boy fried it the south and then charges on the beat.
Told the spoon to get your information. Told the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon.
They mentioned to ask the legal advisor to the president why he dropped the case against me. I've done nothing. I don't know who this guy is. And he defamed my character for the work that I have done. For this country, for the land. I've served every government that I've come and I've left a print. But the legal advisor, Bushman Keita, told the president of the Republic of Liberia, he instructed the Senate court prosecutor to drop the case without my knowledge. I did not drop this case. I want us to go through the legal proceeding. Whatever judgment that come with it, I will settle for it. I am going to the mansion with my supporter. And I'm going there to stay there until I hear from Bushman Keita why they dropped the case. In the meantime, my case is still standing in the civil court. Criminal cohesion, that's what I said. Menacing, that's what I said. Disorderly conduct, and that's what's my file in the court. And I can prove it. And I ask the justice system to not fail me.
In keeping with Article 25, the sanctity of contracts, all those who have valid tenures who are replaced will be compensated for the unexpired portion of their tenures, in keeping with the law. There is a caveat to that. The Code of Conduct in Article 5.1 says all officials appointed by the President of the Republic of Liberia shall not A. engage in political activities, canvass or contest for elected offices, B. use government facilities, equipment, or resources in support of partisan or political activities, and C. serve on a campaign team of any political party or the campaign of any independent candidate. That's the law. The law says you cannot be a tenured official and you actively take part in politics. Serve on a campaign team, dress up in campaign paraphernalia, post all your campaign photos, and do all the other activities, and then still expect your tenure to be respected or expect to be paid if your tenure is taken away. Therefore, we announce that for those individuals who have tenure today, who we have evidence violated the Code of Conduct, you will be replaced and will not compensate you. You will be replaced.
Has the company constructed? Question. Medical health construct. The government will cause the company to construct it. In 10 years, has the company constructed, not renovated, not rent, has it constructed a medical facility in a production area for its employees and the community? Question.
But what I know is that they have health facilities in the concession area.
Let me ask my question again. Has the company constructed, answer what they have? The plain language here, they should construct. Have they done so? Question.
No.
I cannot say yes or no.
Yeah,
But I know that they have offering medical facilities to their workers.
Okay, folks, we say this is the voice of the protesters here in King George Town, loudly shouting they don't want Deba Allen.
I think you can see the police station. Police station is on fire. I think you can see it. Whole building, whole upper part of the building went down. You can see it. You can see it. You can see all the way to the tower gate. You can see the protester. You can see the street. You can see the police station. The police station is on fire. You can see the police station is on fire.
The city solicitor in the Monrovia City Court filed a case on behalf of the government of Liberia against Prophet Key and charged him criminally because he made certain statements on his podcast that Tilly Andy felt were insulting to her. It's in the environment on the arrest. So they charged him criminally for speech that he made. The part that I played in it was I called the city solicitor and I asked him, is it true that you have arrested Prophet Key on behalf of the government of Liberia and charged him criminally? He said, yes. I said, on what basis? He said, on the basis of a complaint filed by this lady who said that she was criminally insulted in his podcast. Then I asked him, are you aware of the Table Mountain Declaration that Liberia signed, where Liberia decriminalizes the criminalized speech? And are you also aware of the 2019 Camara Act, where we repealed all the penal code sections that has to do with criminal speech? He said, well, I aware of that, counselor, but show it to me. I said, okay, go and look at it. And if you see that speech of the kind that Prophet Key made has been decriminalized, that people cannot be arrested for it, then your best course of action will be to drop the case. Because you are suing in the name of the Republic of Liberia. You have a writ that says Republic of Liberia by and through Tilly Andy President Prophet Key. And it is not the government position. This government is not arresting anybody.
There is a formula, whether you are aware, the managing director and deputy managing director, you go to LPRC, you see the same thing, you go to Freeport, you see the same thing, most of the state-owned enterprises. Unless LEC, there are a lot of CEOs, and these CEOs are meant for them to be paid very high money by World Bank, and most of these money are loans that we are taking from the World Bank. Are you aware of that? And why is it their structure is different from all other state-owned enterprises? Can you answer that?
Our pointed question is, when did the LERC pick this up? Because for about a month, the LEC have been the most massive public service institution in this country. And apparently upon knowing that you were coming before this body today, you issued a press statement to appease something. It is my view.
Not mere coincidence.
That does not sit well with me as senator of this country and the people of this.
Okay, folks, we say this is the voice of the protesters here in King Georgetown, loudly shouting they don't want Deba Allen.
This guy passed away and just passed away, as you can see. We are carrying about it. So, Honorable, you got to intervene. Yes, you already got to intervene. Another body again. Another dead body again at the King George. This man has already passed away.
I think you can see the police station. Police station is on fire. I think you can see it. Whole building, whole upper part of the building went down. You can see it. You can see it. You can see all the way to the tower gate. You can see the protester. You can see the street. You can see the police station. The police station is on fire. You can see the police station is on fire.
The issue raised by the armed forces wives affect all sectors of our population throughout the country. We inherited these problems as we have been in office for barely 21 days only. The problems take on graver connotations when it comes to the military. The men and women in arms put their lives on line to defend and protect us. We must be extra sensitive to their plight. The Army is our collective national pride, and we must preserve its dignity. I have therefore appointed a special independent investigator to probe into these grievances and report to me within 2 weeks.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stan Turner with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
Tools of spoon to get your information. Tools of spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. To spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV.
Spoon FM, Spoon TV, Spoon Entertainment. Of course, this is the Spoon Network. I'd like to say welcome to another edition of the program, The Late Night Politics. The Late Night Show comes away from Monday straight up to Saturday. And we're here every single day making sure that we bring the issues to you. Providing the platform where we can all talk about the happenings in our country. We can all agree or disagree, and this show is open to everyone, regardless of the political views you share. And we come here with diverse views on the issues, very critical analysis. And we appreciate all of you who are always here with us, our folks in Radio Land, our online audience. We appreciate all of you. And the radio stations across the country as well that are always there relaying this program. We appreciate all of you. My name is Nelson Collette. I want to say welcome to you joining us tonight. You're in Radio Land, and some of those on the live field. J. Alaska Peters, Cash, Elizabeth, World of Muff, Robert, Morris, A.M. Jabate, and all of you, man. Richard P., Nat BKCC. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate all of you. Laura Mafali is going to be a great show tonight. Kindly share the program. Let's get the late night show going tonight. Let me bring in the guys. Our co-moderator is joining us tonight in a while. The guy said he set up for 2 nights now. He's been setting up. Whenever he will set the computer, everything, he set all the position. Then he go to bed. He goes to bed. After the show, he comes back. He said, "Oh, but I set up board. Is the show done? Are you guys finished?" We say, "Oh no." But Moba, it's good to have you on.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you, my man. I'm not just feeling.
I mean, what's the secret, man? What's the secret behind that constant sleep? Why are you always sleeping? Like,
no, it's not. No, what are you talking about? No,
I understand. Right. I understand. There's a kind of beans you cooked that's been really big.
Man, I still don't eat beans. I know what you're talking about beans. And I still don't eat beans. And I still don't eat beans.
Yeah. Mr. Francis Jamate.
Yeah.
Hey. Good evening. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Welcome to the show, man. Why is your flag staying in the same position, man?
I'm ready to protest. When I protest, I don't know. That flag right now, I'm strong. I'm strong with the flag.
Where you guys came from with this whole protesting, man? I mean,
my man,
everything has a good and bad side, and the whole protesting.
It's gonna be back in the day, when we were picking it and stuff. I never saw these things going on, because the government would just kind of shoot people or it would just whip people. But these days, at least the freedom of expression is there, freedom of speech, people exercising their constitutional duties and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, we appreciate that, and that's why things will look bad, right? Because people don't understand these things. Like in the U.S. and other places that have been practicing pure democracy, these things are common. But in Liberia now, because we're not used to it, it sounds like a taboo. This is normal things that happen in developed countries and other places. But like, bro, we're not used to it. So, but we'll get used to it. We'll get used to it until these leaders can do right by the people. The protests will always happen.
You know, and you're right. You're right. I remember, George. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I remember. What was that? Okay, in the early 2000s. So back like in the 90s, not much about protesting, man. But in the early 2000s, and then moving on to President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf second term, protests started to be a normal thing in our country gradually. Small, and then today protest is becoming a way of life. Meanwhile, the Constitution provides that we all have the rights to go and protest. We can canvass, we can tear our placard, go stand anywhere. Once it doesn't temper with the rights, the constitutional rights of other people, yes, we can do so. We can express ourselves, we can gather and everything. But how come people back then were not using that particular constitutional right, that constitutional authority? They were not exercising it as compared to what we're seeing now. Is it because of technology? Is it because of the way the media blows things out nowadays? Or are the people just more sophisticated now than what they were yesterday?
Look, as much we want to frame the whole protesting, right? But listen, we're living in a digital world right now. Anything you're doing or whatsoever, it will be live on, and people take advantage of that. They do a lot of things so that it can be on camera. Even doing it can be whatsoever government. We're not preaching about government. We're not preaching party sentiment here now. We are preaching Liberia. You understand? So I believe that people will always push which government kind of power. They will always push that government because they know that anything that government do against the will of the people, like today, what we saw in Kidman, right? It was the first story will come up. Police got winner, citizen got winner. But my question is, not my question, but I'm there trying to say people shouldn't blame this.
No, yeah, and we will go into that thing. I mean, just kind of opening here. For instance, why are people protesting now more than yesterday? You know that the people now are more sophisticated. People are more sophisticated. They're thinking now. Oh, they are reminded now that they have this constitutional authority that they must exercise, and so people always protest. Why too many protests now than yesterday? I mean,
let me say something, right? When you like back in the day with two people present one fight, right, arguing, the listener can be a little bit intimidated, but the listener lower his shoulder, you see the veil standing behind him to protect him. He's not scared. He'll get the loudest mouth. So I said this would mean that back in the day when there was no camera, no access to the internet, the international community has to get spy satellite to see in the country, see how the government was mistreating the people before human rights groups can step in to say anything. But today, when you scratch your ESL on social media, and all the international community, everybody monitoring social media.
So you think social media is responsible for the waves of protests we see in, especially the early
Well, because when that happens, right? What happens? It embarrasses the government, right?
No, but how about knowledge? How about knowledge? How about the fact that people are thinking? People are, maybe.
Are you saying people will know to think? Let me ask you a question. I know you
reading more than before, right? And they have this space now where they can be able to express themselves.
Nelson, it's not just about knowledge. Our people, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, they were not dumb people. But back then, who would advocate for the people in the protest? When Chancellor used to say, if you get on the street, if you think you're stupid, I'm more stupid than you. If you think you're crazy, I'm more crazy than you. To intimidate people. Who would get on the street back then? But today, when you scratch your ear, somebody got that Facebook live going.
It's important.
So George, now say, okay, now I get the backing, I can speak up, and I'll get the support, or my voice will be heard. And
we're about to start the show. But Josh, you've been around longer than Francis, longer than Moba, not.
Okay, they're doing Georgia, that man. Stop that thing.
But tell us, man, Josh, back in the 90s, you go back to the 90s, or let's say the 80s, aside from our arrest riot, we always talk about, yes, we know we had the dark days and all of that, but the wave of protest now, the pace at which people are protesting, canvassing, and all of that, it's not like what we saw decades ago. What do you think is happening here? Is it that people are more sophisticated now? Is it social media or what? What's?
I think, Nelson, to my honest opinion about this, I think the world is getting more tolerant, right? To other people's views. Like, for instance, I watched the Super Bowl this gone time, and people went outraged because Usher held Alicia from the back. You know what I mean? And they said it was something outrageous that he shouldn't have done. Even though the same guy in 1994 or a year about, he almost kissed her on a video. You know what I mean? And nothing was wrong. But I think people are becoming very conscious of, things. And again, I will also agree with Francis and the other guy that social media also play a part. But look, it's just in the form of Barroso Council. It's not just one thing that influences it. Almost, it's a collection. It's a collective, occurrence that everything is contributing. Education is contributing. Social media is contributing, and also, the impunity. You know what I mean? Impunity is also contributing. Yeah, people not going scot-free.
People go and do certain things. When they do certain things, they go scot-free.
The gospel free. It's not happening anymore. So also that is also making our leaders to be very conscious and very alert to these things. That when it happens, they know that if you kill your citizen, you know that the international community is going to come down on you. You know what I mean? But before Charles Taylor time, who are going to ask Charles Taylor? Charles Taylor will do anything. But this time, even the international community getting involved with protecting people's rights. So that you don't think that if you do it in your household, that your house. No, if you do it in your house, the international community got a way of punishing you for doing what you do to your people, So all those things are just collectively helping to promote protest and making people to be conscious of their rights as well.
Wow. Is it helping us? Is it helping us? I'm coming. Francis, we will come to, then I'll come to you and more. We have a lot to capture here, but is it helping us? This freedom. This all the points that you've pushed across as reasons why we're seeing this wave of protest. Is it helping us? Yeah. This freedom, this social media, there's too much know everything, our rights, my constitutional days and that, and the protest. I mean, look at what's happening in Grand Cape Mountain County today. People are dying. I mean, is it really helping us? Let's start with you, George, and we'll go back to Francis.
Nelson, just like the Industrial Revolution, just like civilization, everything that happens has its own positive part and negative part. You know what I mean? But then if you weigh the two and see what exactly is bringing into the fold, I think it is helping us. It is helping us because people don't just get killed for nothing. You know what I mean? Even if social media was not inexistent, if the other factors that from the international community were not inexistent, you know that the two people that die in Kanjo, there could be more. You know what I mean? But because of the sensitivity of that issue that it brings, a lot of people don't die in those things as well. So I think it got its positive and got its negative. The positive part of it is that people don't die. The negative part of it, people still die. You know what I mean? And the positive part again, people change culture.
Okay, the positive
a lot of
aspect.
people don't die. Yeah, the positive aspect. A lot of people don't die in that thing because, like, even in China, the Tiananmen Square that happened, the people just drove on top of the people with how they call it, Moats. They just killed the people. You know what I mean? Hundreds and hundreds of people at the Tiananmen Square in India, not India, but in China, and it happened all around the world. So look, the positive part is that things change after that. Mostly, sometimes, and more often, things will change for the positive after that, because sometimes they regress. Like, for instance, the army wives, things change. You see, there was resignation, so it brings its own positive aspect. But again,
yeah, okay, if you want to bring the army wives, that's another thing, because we lost a whole lot in those 2 days. We were embarrassed. Our international guests, come to think about, somebody coming to Liberia for the first time, the person very first time. Then the person come, they say they play you going. Already 9 years on ugly thing. And they say they play you going. You can't go because the people block the road. Just the optics, the people block the road. First day, second day, the roads are blocked. Major airport, people play, so yeah, that's the
That's
other
a negative
side.
aspect. That's a negative aspect. But the positive aspect is that guess what? The resignation are happening. It has shown to a lot of other
Resign.
officials, right?
Resign.
Yeah, the other officials that were trying to do the same thing that official did, that the force to resign. They would think twice. Even now, our public officials now are thinking twice because of sanctions. So they know that when they want to do something, something there is holding them back. You know what I mean? So the repercussion is there. So it's holding them back as well. So that's the positive.
Yeah. So for instance, just quickly before we start the show officially, is it helping us?
Yeah, but take for
I
example,
know the sophistication, social media, democracy, but considering the wave of protestation we've seen in recent years, and the number of people who are getting injured, are losing their lives, even the state security. Come to think about this, we have videos here where you see the police officers are wounded themselves. The people who went to restore calm, they're wounded. Is it helping us?
Yes, Nancy, but take for example, have you ever heard of a protest in North Korea? Have you ever heard of a protest in North Korea? First of all, you don't even get social media over there. So imagine coming out you can't even have a Bible in the hotel. So imagine there will never be protests in North Korea until policy change, and we don't even know that what will ever happen. But you see, in Liberia now, if it was not due to social media and the open broadcast, everybody now is a walking journalist, right? People were being killed back then. People that spoke against the government were being killed, beaten, brutalized. Nothing, and the government just went scot-free. But now, I'm not saying government are not committing heinous crimes, but the light has been shown on on everybody that the government, like John said, but if there was not social media, the amount of people that have died during protests in recent years would have been 10 times that amount. But it's not happening because most of these deaths are happening like stampede or accidental discharge of a gun and stuff like that. Some of these deaths, right? But imagine without camera being there, what would have happened? Because now government and officials know that if I overstep, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to me? So a lot of repercussions. So they can just take advantage of the people like that anymore. And now the people are pushing them to the limit. Look at what happened. You think George Weah would have not been pressed in 1 second term today if it was not
in the midst of everything? Yes. What all of what you're saying, Francis? Yes, it might sound very good. Welcome to the show. It might sound very good to someone listening to you, but then someone somewhere sitting and watching this show now is shaking their head and saying, but the losses.
There are sacrifices that have to be made. Every generation makes sacrifices.
How long will we continue to make the sacrifices? How long will we continue to make the sacrifices?
What happened with we all know about slavery, right? Especially in the United States, slavery happened over 100 years ago. For about 400 years, slavery happened. But that generation, the great Martin Luther King Jr., he marched to Selma just for people to have the right to drink from the same water fountain, and for people to have the right for black men to be treated like white men. That generation, right? They pay a great debt, a great deal for this generation of African Americans to live the life that they are living now.
In conclusion, your point is it's helping us.
It's helping because this generation, since the 2000s, we never saw this type of protest before. Right?
And that's the point.
Now it's happening. And by the time things will get better, people just need to keep their foot on the pedal on the government. Because the government had their foot on the neck of the people for too long. Now it's time to flip the script on the government with the backing in the local and
Thank you. Let's hear more about quickly because we're about to move to the show. We will have Sam, the guy who intruded in the president's security. We'll have him on tonight. There are some updates he will be giving us, and then the big issues of of the day we'll get to talk about. But Moba, let's hear you quickly. Moba.
Nelson, look, let me tell you, right? Social media, let's say now we live in the 21st century.
Yeah.
So you would believe that a lot of things happen. Look at in 1957, there were a lot of murder that took place in this country that was not solved until social media came to being, before it be solved. You know what? Technology, and fingerprint, or DNA, all the trace. So when we coming out about social media,
it's not just about social media, and I think when we made the first round, there were lots of issues, there were lots of things. The whole thing about rights, like here in Liberia, a lot of people will say, yeah, I have the constitutional right to assemble, to protest, to canvass, and blah blah blah. And based on those rights that the people say they have, they go ahead and protest. And in recent years, we've seen a wave of protests that we've never seen in the previous years.
Yeah, because
the exercise of democratic, let's say, rights or constitutional rights, are those exercises helping us?
It's not helping. I can say yes, but gradually. The reason I say gradually is, things just can't happen overnight. It can start day by day. Now, we're seeing that the King George situation is been, now it's under control, number one. Number two, the next step, the lawmaker, they're talking to call the Beer Mountain or whosoever, the concession, the sign, so they can go by and they needed somebody to step down all the one. So I think that's the right direction.
How about the loss of lives, Moba? How about the loss of lives? Come to think about the number of people who got wounded today. And I'm not just talking about today, but in previous protests we've seen. Come to think about it.
Nothing. For every protest, right? Something must happen. Either somebody died, somebody got wounded. It's not something extreme. Protest is something that you're demanding immediately. It's not something that you say are going big. So you're using all your excessive force for the government to hear your voice. But as we go deep in the topic, I think we'll come up with some to analyze what happened today to that King George.
We'll talk about that King George situation. But thank you, man. Let's hear you quickly on this one because we're about to start the show officially. We just talked to hit the ground running.
Okay, so it's hi everyone, hi Lord. So we're doing what's on your mind, right?
No, we're just doing the general
social media, right? That's all.
Over the years, before getting here, okay, let's go back to the 80s, the 90s, the 80s. The wave at which people are protesting now, it wasn't like that.
How am I supposed to know that?
Oh no, come on. Were you around when Joseph Junior Rao became president of Liberia?
That's what I'm asking you. How am I supposed to know what's happening?
Yeah, but again, what do you think is responsible? A lot of people do these things because of exercise of their rights and all of those things. Is it helping us?
Well, I think back then I would say that people were more people were being suppressed more by the government, and things wasn't being people was not exposed like that. Everybody had already said, like, with social media exposure and everything, and so I think it was more of a fear that people couldn't come out there. If they couldn't, I don't know, but they had red violence, and so I think people could come out and stuff like that. But I don't think it was, like you said, it wasn't that much like it is today. So I think it was a fear of what the power that government had over the people, and maltreating them and doing a whole lot without any question from the outside world or whatever. But today is more of a village, one village or global village that we all live in. Everybody eyes on people and looking at human rights abuses and stuff like that. So people are more comfortable today, and social media is there to pick it up. And like what happened today was it yesterday or today? Well, under the past administration, they were kind of suppressed or intimidated by soldiers, send soldiers over there, and they felt like they couldn't do what they started to do now to protest and demand was right theirs and stuff like that. And now that they voted that government out, they feel like they
But the
can just
soya
come
was
out
still there. The
now.
soya was still there yesterday.
Why you interrupting me, sir? So now they feel like they can come out and do stuff like that because they know that they voted this government in and they are more comfortable with this government standing up for them than the other ones. So I think that's what they did, what they did today. But which is right.
That's why they killed him.
Yeah.
Josh, you are interrupting Emmy.
Oh,
Let's give Emmy the time. So Emmy, just use the time and just do your opening. Just do your opening quickly. I'm trying to get our guest on. So just use the time, do your opening as I make an adjustment in the background.
Yeah, so like I was saying, so they are more they feel like this is their government, they are more comfortable to do what they're doing now because this is not something that they started. That human rights abuse, what's going on there, started on the previous government, and they never did anything with it. They signed concession deals and things that was supposed to be done wasn't done. So now, they are entitled to protest, is their right, but I think they should do it in a way that the government will be able to be in a position to support them and look out for them and not, be alive, right? To see the end of it. Don't do something that you will end up, risking your life and before you see the end of it. That's all I gotta say about that. I think that everyone has the right to protest, and they should do it peacefully, and to be able to stay alive to see what's going on instead of what's going on today. So, well, about the 80s and the whatever, I don't know much about the protests in those days, so I couldn't really elaborate on those things.
All right, thank you. So from George, we'll go to Francis. George.
Yeah. So what is on your mind now, or something else?
No. On the topic like the King George situation.
Let's do what's on our mind. Let's just do what's on our mind as we try to.
Oh, but you didn't tell me that. I got a lot of things in my mind, Nelson.
But you said I know.
So can I conclude with what's on my mind?
You finish. Just go.
No,
I'm
I'm not done. What's on my mind is something I heard yesterday. I've been thinking about it too. That Officer Hunt said yesterday about that airport, naming it after Claudia, that Jamaican lady who has done nothing meaningful in our country, to be having something named after her. I think it's an insult to permanent people who has done a whole lot in Liberia. And I think the government this is not a big deal right now. They don't need to, they got a lot of things on their plate to handle right now. But when everything's settled, I think they need to look into that to change that name from over there, because I think naming something after somebody should be somebody who already done something in the country, meaningful, that people already, have that impacted people's life, that people wanted to remember in a way, not to just some narcissistic come and just want everything to be about them and whoever attached to them, and just stick that nameless sticker and put it on something. I think that was something too. I heard it yesterday and I've been thinking about it, and I say yes, that's something that I think I needed to say something about also. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, so look, before I go ahead, I just want to make clarity. When I said that's why they killed them, the comment section is buzzing with that statement. That statement is sarcastic, because if you trust somebody and they kill you, I don't think that is in good faith. So that's why I'm being sarcastic. So I hope you guys get it. Don't go head or scatter for that. It was very sarcastic or sarcastic. So the thing is that what is on my mind is the revolving door in Liberia, where when you are not in power or you don't have your pluralist person in power, you highlight every little wrong that happens in the country. But when you're person in power, then you want to get the facts. You want to get the detail of what happened. Even when they kill someone, they say why they killed them. Instead of being outraged about the innocent death that happened, you want to say, what did the person do? And this is the issue with us, that we are becoming a people that that are sentimental instead of being rational. That if they kill somebody, say, oh, they killed him because he was rude or because he did this. But that particular killing, which is wrong in the first thing, we should condemn it, but we don't condemn it. We start to look for issues with the person that is killed to blame something on them. It's just ridiculous, and sometimes I just find it very revolting. So look, what is on my mind is that the first thing is that the people that were innocently gone down in Kinjo, and also Joe Barker's asset declaration hasn't yet been made public, even though he promised that in his VOA interview that he was going to declare it and publish it right away. That's what he said, and I still have that clip. He hasn't done that. That is breaking promise. And for him to come on and say he's saddened by the death that happened in Kinjo, it's just so hypocritical. Because before the police can open fire or do anything, it has to come from him. He's the commander-in-chief. They don't open fire all by themselves. They ask for order. They say, this is what we're happening. Should we do this? Should we do that? Orders come from above that direct people to do things like that. It doesn't happen of a sudden. So look, it's just a sad day in Liberia for innocent blood to be shed again, in that country. It's quite discouraging. And I don't know who I want to blame here. It's just sad, and that could be any of us or any of our family members. So it's just a sad situation. Whether it was done through impulse, somebody just woke up and started shooting people, or whatever happened, it's just wrong. And I'm just so sad that such thing happened. And that's what I want to stop.
All right, guys, for me, well, my mind, before I even get to it, I just want to congratulate our brother George Weah for admitting that all of the ritualistic killing and political killing and all that stuff that happening under George Weah government, I just want to congratulate him for admitting that George Weah gave the order for those people to be killed. Because as we all know, he just said that even though Joseph Barker did not come out, President Barker did not come out to tell police to shoot, but he said because the police did the shooting, or somebody did the shooting, and so Joseph Barker said they should do it. So thank you, George, for letting the people know what they already believe, that George Weah was behind all of the killing, the ritualistic killing in the country. And I know you now want to miss words with your loyalty to CDC and George
Friends say when they say what I'm saying, I don't know whether you can understand me. I don't know whether you can understand me.
Please ask the man to let me
when they get ritualistic, you can't understand.
You can take your time. You can take your time. You can take your time. But it's my time right now, so I appreciate you if you let me go ahead. But you know what? I appreciate my brother. I never committed the guy that show people for today. Thank you for letting the Liberian people know what you truly believe, and thank you for letting people know that George Weah is responsible. But now, for what was on my mind, also I want to blame. I didn't know about this whole B-Mountain thing. I didn't have a lot of information about it. But today, just watching an old clip from Darius DeLong, who was asking question, I think it was 2 years ago or so, when he said B-Mountain has been in the country for 10 years, and he was asking if they have kept their promise to build or construct a health facility. So that alone told me that President Barker is also responsible because he was vice president. I'm not a Seditian, I'm not a United Party, but I supported President Barker. So what counsel did he give President Sirleaf? And they do nothing. Worthless House of Senate and Representatives, that they couldn't hold those people accountable. Because let me ask this question. When you have a contract with somebody and they break that contract, don't you void whatever the deal is? So to let those people work in this country and mind our goal for 10 years or decade, somebody could go to med school and become a medical doctor and specialize in bone surgery or something within 10 years. They allow these people to function in this country, and all they do is sit on the direct, sit on the asking questions to the likes of Samuel Twer and somebody else. Why didn't they bring B-Mountain in front of them? Like when faced in the US, Congress will call Mark Zuckerberg to sit in front of them, ask them questions. You're not going to call a user of Facebook or one of the owner men there. Mark Zuckerberg coming. They brought the owner of Twitter, the former owner of Twitter. They brought him to testify in front of Congress. Why haven't they brought B-Mountain and Salamita, all these companies in front of them? I just sat here, right? Thank you to Amy for posting that video in the chat room where they were talking about countries that produce the most gold per year. And in that video, it said Liberia produced 7.8 tons of gold annually. I just went and did my little Google search. How much does 7.8 ton of gold worth? Well, it only gave me 7 ton. It's about approximately $420 million. $420 million, Liberian people. That's what minimum. That's what these 3 companies. I think Samita, Western Cluster, I think Western Cluster is a gold mining company too, right? And B Mountain. All of them taking over 7.8 ton of gold from our country every year. Then imagine the people, the villages that they are taking and mining these golds from. The people are living in abject poverty. So, President Parker, this notice is for you. Yomle Conga Lawrence, this notice is for you. And Fonatic Kofa is the speaker, right? This is for you. And the Justice Department. You guys are worthless people.
No. So wait now. So you
Okay,
forgot your speaker?
I think my words back. I apologize for that.
Yeah, listen.
For 10 years. President Parker, let him tell us what advice he gave Ernest Joseph Sirleaf. Because the vice president, we know we made excuses for him at the time. We said he was not president, right? So everything CDC tried to blame him for during campaign time, we said he was not president. But as vice president, now he's president. Let him tell the Liberian people what advice he gave Ernest Joseph Sirleaf about B Mountain, about the 10 years, because when we said 10 years, 6 years ago. So 4 years for Erling Johnson, for Erling government, which he was vice president for, to 6 years of George Weah, make 10 years. So with it, during those 4 years, when they did not keep any of their promises, what did President Barker tell, then vice president, tell Erling Johnson Sirleaf? Let him kind of tell the advice he gave her. So now we'll blame Jeremiah Cole for the advice he gave Barker, and now President Barker should tell us what he's going to do about it, and this do nothing legislation. What are they going to do? Are they going to bring B Mountain to testify or cancel that contract? What's going on here?
So this is interesting. You're trying to widen the whole thing here. Something which we may not have the luxury of time to go through here. Some of the protesters, the guys, will be here tomorrow. And it's important. You may have a point, Francis. You may have a point. But again, yeah, I mean, we're gonna come back. Again, the legislature works in a very unique way, or whichever way you may put it. All these kinds of issues, they exercise oversight. Like you saw in this particular video that we played before the start of the show. This was when Senator DeLong, when the folks from Beer Mountain, the Labor Minister, Councillor Charles Gibson at the time, and the Finance Minister, Samuel Twe, they were summoned. They appeared at the Liberian Senate. And this is what they had to say when Senator DeLong asked them similar question, surrounding the point you're making. I want to play this before coming in with what I want to say.
Has a company constructed? Question. Medical health construct. The government will cause the company to construct it. In 10 years, has the company constructed, not renovated, not rent, has it constructed a medical facility in a production area for its employees and the community? Question.
But what I do know is that they have health facilities in the concession area.
Let me ask a question again. Has the company constructed? Answer what they have. The plain language here, they should construct. Have they done so? Question. No. Medical health construct. The government will cause the company to construct it. In 10 years, has the company constructed, not renovated, not rent, has it constructed a medical facility in a production area for its employees and the committed. Question.
But what I do know is that they have health facilities in the concession area.
Let me ask a question again. Has the company constructed, answer what they have? The plain language here, they should construct. Have they done so? Question.
No.
Yeah.
I know that they have offering medical facilities to their workers.
I know when you have something, I know when the law, the plain language of the document, the agreement, it said they may construct. It said they shall. If they don't do it, there will be cost to do it. Have you caused them to do it since they didn't do it? I say, what are they renting one place? They should construct. Have they constructed? Period. I mean, question.
Why is that one?
No, not for you. No. You're not representing them.
No medical there.
No. You're talking about a new facility like a Medical 14 hospital.
And then the finance minister at the time.
How can the third grader be giving hard questions to all the degree holders? They can't understand the question.
The finance minister at the time had to move in. But this is just where we are. And I was just talking about the legislature and stuff like that. Yes, for instance, you may have a point when you try to bring in the current president and all of that. But again, the legislature works through the different committees as well. All right? The legislature works through the different committees. So, for example, they have those different committees for different purposes. The folks on education, agriculture, security, and blah blah blah. For these kinds of issues. So again, who exactly was that person, or who were those that were on the committee that should have supervised this particular sector? What did they say about it? You know, and this is where it becomes very interesting, because whichever way you pull it, all of the people that have become presidents in our country after President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, they all served or worked in the legislature. All the vice presidents, all the presidents, aside from President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, they all worked in the legislature. Gradually, they made their way through the legislature. So, is there any reason to squarely place the blame on President Boubacar at this time? I know it has gotten to a point now where it has caught the attention of a lot of people. Yes, so many people talking about it because we're talking about deaths now. We're talking about loss of lives. But is there any reason tangible enough for anybody, any patriotic Liberian, to shift this blame on the vice president, on the president now, who was vice president at the time?
Nothing. I didn't put it on squarely on the president alone. I call the three branches of government, because they are responsible to hold people accountable in this country. B Mountain did not just leave from Turkey and come straight to Liberia, went straight in Grand Cape, start mining gold and just taking it out of the country. No, they met with the government of Liberia. They had a contract drawn, and they made concessions. And in the contract, they said there are things that they're supposed to do for the inhabitants of those mining communities. And they mined the gold. Let's just say that I don't know how many companies were there, but let's just say they were taking 2 or 3 tons every year from the country for 10 years.
What did they do?
30 tons. What did they do?
Thank you.
In the first 2-3 years.
Thank you. Emmy, I saw your hand up. We're still trying to get our guest to come on. I hope he didn't fall asleep. He said the computer, he went, took drink, and then he fell asleep. The show got over. But go ahead, Emmy.
So I just wanted to understand, right? B Martin, or whatever that name is. When did it come to Liberia?
Just 10 years ago, because what is Darius Delon said, for 10 years now. So let's go back to 2014.
So as of the time that video was recorded, I'm coming.
No, that was a concession agreement.
Right, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah. So to my understanding is that I know Princess, I would be holding the president now accountable if he doesn't do anything about it. But the one 2 years ago, I don't think I would hold him accountable, because if a company come in, I think they gave them the contract, and these are the things that are listed that is supposed to have gotten done before they get another contract. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I mean, 2 years ago, he was talking about 10 years ago. And that 10 years ago started in Ellen Johnson's government when President Barker was then vice president.
Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. So when President Barker was vice president, that's when they came in and they had a contract drawn that, oh, you need to do this within this 10 years. So that 10-year was over and they did not do it. President Barker was no longer there as a vice president. So we have led government, the people that were there that was trying to sign a concession deal or whatever, they're supposed to mandate so people. That's why Darrell Dillon was asking. Y'all want us to renew this contract? Y'all want us to renew this contract? Has these people done the first thing they were supposed to do in the first 10 years? Did they build those hospitals that were supposed to have been built when they first had a contract? Did they build those housing units that was supposed to have been built before you want to renew that contract? You understand what I'm saying? So I think that's what they did not do it. Okay, they didn't do it. The people who signed the contract with them, which is adding them, they were no longer in power. So George Weah them, Darius Dillon them, they're the one now was supposed to make sure that's why he was asking that question. And Sametua, they wanted to re-sign these people contract, and they said no. I think Dillon said no, but they still approved it anyway.
But I mean, you can't let somebody that get 10-year contract and they're supposed to do something within that 10 years. You say, let me wait for your 10 years to finish before I ask you what the thing that you're supposed to do. No, you're supposed to. There are times frame in each contract for when you start work at this time. Between this time to this time, you should complete X amount of things for the country or for the environment. So you don't wait until 10 years when the president say, you know what? I already got all the goal I need to get for your country. I'm done. I'm leaving.
But that's why it's a contract.
No, but within the contract,
you don't just back up and not keep your side of the bargain.
Okay, so guys, let's make progress on this. Ami, are you done?
So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I think the contract there, these people are supposed to have done something. They did not do it. Barker then was no longer empowered to hold an account. The government supposed to hold them accountable, like you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z, and you didn't do it. Now you're coming back. You want us to renew this, but we cannot do it unless you do these things that you were supposed to do within that 10 years before we can go back. But the legislator did not pay attention to that. They didn't something, whatever they got from them, they got it, and they went ahead and re-signed. And that's why Darius was asking that question. So at this point, I think now is when we're supposed to hold Barker accountable if he doesn't do anything about it. Did in his turn now, but at the time he wasn't there to with the renewal of that stuff.
Thank you. Maba, you wanted to come in?
Yeah, but nothing, right? The whole beer mountain issue, right? First of all, if a company coming into any country, they got to sign a concession, and for a certain amount of years. Now, if the company make an agreement with the country saying that if I start operating within 10 years, or maybe let's say, and I will be able to do this or do that for the benefit of the people, of the citizen in the identical era, and the company failed to do that, right? I expect the lawmaker, the senator, to call those people into check, ask them those questions. No, we'll call Sametua get swim of all those Sametua when last year you smile, you believe it. So you see, you go call Sametua to ask Sametua kind of question. So you call there were a lot of you see representatives, senators, they say they want to be on concession. Because if you own concession in our house, there are certain things you not want to say because you're taking bribery from that identical company. That's the reason that's the reason why we hear you get telling you say, I won't be on no concession committee, I won't be on nothing. I won't be on no committee in the house. I just want to be neutral because you want to get the freedom to talk. Because if you're in the committee and thing with a company and other things, my brother, people the hair for the company will come and give money to the people. They will not put those things on the floor to
forced to
discuss it,
take
even
it?
to call the people to check. So based on that, you'll find out that the legislature, the Senate, the entire legislature will not call the people to check. The people that do what they want to do, that's the reason why our people keep suffering. Look at the last time the big brother, who they call the representative formula for Bon County. You saw the way he moving? If any representative move like him, like bro, in less than 5-6 years, like bro will tell a better term. The mayor calling the company to check and telling them the thing that you promised or you're doing it. So right now, the owner committee, you got to invite those people. Let them come speak. Let them tell why they're doing this. There's the concession. There's the thing you sound. There's the thing you talk on. So if the people are not doing anything and what the citizens get on the street, then we say the people go protest. The people get it right. The people get it right to protest, to even close that company down. They get it right. It's in our country. Based on that's where people sort of get hired from. That's where the government need to come in. I mean, or the company need to come in, provide free school for the people, medical facility, and provide jobs for the people. And with high paying amount. Not so that people that can sit down and say, oh, this. No. So the people get it right to protest. If I were there, I would join the protester. Because
yeah. Thank you.
Nelson, can I come in, please, if you guys can?
Let me conclude. You can't treat your citizens like that. The people voted in you in power. The people stood up under the ring. They went on the sun. They stood up under the sun. They deal for all them. Some of them were hungry. They stood up in line to vote for you. And now you want to come and tell everybody and say, call the people who the head of that identical bill mountain, call them to check, send them down, bring the concession, tell them say this, you're fulfilled. You don't do that. We'll close the company down and bring you and bring somebody to take over. Period. Don't start talking to people.
Thank you. Josh, tell me quickly, Josh. Let's get some.
So Nelson, sometimes when you come to the debate, to the type of discussion, and you come with experience, it's also good, right? And I'm not here to back B Mountain or whoever is involved. But if any of us here have ever done contract monitoring or contract management or project management, you will know that there are variants in the process. Like for instance, we hire a company to build a water pipe, pipeline, right? To go to a new suburb that was just being constructed. They charge I think it was $1.3 million, right? For the pipe, which was maybe less than 300, kilometer, whatever. The thing is that when they started digging, they realized that they caught up with some rock in the ground that was not anticipated, right? They came back to us. The project price doubled. I'm saying this to say that we have to put that money because this is something that happened in the project. You know what I mean? So sometimes when our lawmakers or our representative can explain to the people what is obtaining within the contract, it will help to at least alleviate the problem with protesting. Because most of the time, these concessions are like issues that the people think they should be getting this benefit and they are not getting it. For instance, Nelson, in 2021, I was working for an iron ore mining company, right? So all of a sudden, one morning we went to work. The people say we are closing down because we are not making any more money, right? We cannot pay salaries for the next 3 months because the iron ore price has just gone down from $200 to $25 per ton. They closed down. I got on the plane and went to Liberia for vacation. You see it? So things can happen in concession, but if our people can explain to our people what's happening with them, at least communication, because any relationship they need communication. But
Josh, you think at this stage, you think what is happening now, communication has a part to play in here?
I think so. I think so. There is no reason why BAE Mountain will not be able to meet the agreement in their contract and still be allowed to operate. That means
is that what B Mining said? Is that what it said?
You are interrupting. Let me finish. Yes. So Nelson, what I'm trying to say here, I'm not preempting anything. I'm not saying
excuse for them.
Yeah. So
Nelson, I'm not trying to give excuses for anyone, and I'm not trying to talk for them. But I'm trying to sense something here. That communication might be the problem somewhere. Because if BAE is allowed to operate, right, and they are not meeting up with their obligation in the contract, why are they still being allowed to operate. That means there are something they are explaining to somebody, and the person is not passing that message over to the Liberian people. Because
Thank you,
there should
Josh.
be no
Josh,
excuse here.
let me come in. Let me come in with the same the same project stuff you that whole analogy you just came up with, right? In the same vein, considering what you mentioned, if you have a project, for example, this project is supposed to go for 3 months. Let's assume it's a project that, okay, so let's take it this way. Let's not go for 3 months. Let's assume you're supposed to cook pan butter. Let me put it that way. Saying if you're Southeastern, you're supposed to cook pan butter.
Thank you.
The
Yeah,
pan
no,
butter,
already
you cooking that pan butter, like 3 hours you're supposed to cook that pan butter for. That pan butter like a project.
Yeah.
You're gonna have stages. You're gonna have indicators and everything that you will set to be able to monitor that particular project, right?
Yeah.
So let's say the first 1 hour, what you do as part of the project is, in the first 1 hour, you should be able to go to the market, the panel, the ingredients, everything should be available. The second hour of that project or your pan butter project or whatever, the thing should be on the fire, it should be boiling. At the end of the second hour, let's say the rest should done, the pan butter should be on steam. I don't know which one can be on steam, right?
They're right.
The last hour of that whole thing is the food should be sitting on the table ready for dinner. The 3 stages there, right? So if you go the first hour, you get that person the contract to cook the pan butter for 3 hours. The 4 hour pass, the thing and the ingredient the man is supposed to bring from the market, the ingredient not there yet. That should be a red flag. It means that first stage of the project, that man has already failed when it comes to delivering all the first stage of the project, which is maybe the first 1 hour. And then you don't raise concern. You look at the man, the second hour or the second month in the project, the man at that stage supposed to get the food already on the fire. Something's supposed to be done and something's supposed to be on steam. Some people say I can cook. When you go on the second hour, it's not there. They may not even go in the market yet. Those are red flags. Then they should raise concerns. So at the end of the day, how come these people sign those NDAs, those mineral development agreements with our people? Now, I'm going to pull up some images here. Yes, the protests, we've spoken a lot about that. How come these people sign those concession agreements, and at every stage in the agreement, there are certain things that they're supposed to do, but then everything slip up and they don't get to do those things? How do they easily find their way through our system, but then there's still money, they're still exploiting our resources, all right? But then the very things that they're supposed to do at certain stages, they're not doing it. Today is Beer Mountain, but let's go back to this mob I just mentioned, Representative Fode Famula in the China Union situation. China Union has an agreement. In the first 4 years or so, they should do the role from one portion of the county from handing I think to the next place. In the second stage, they should be able to build the Simport 2, the SP2 down for and stuff like that. But how come these people have all these things and they have not been doing it? It takes a lawmaker now to get on their back at this point.
So Nelson, the thing is that
Nelson,
you see when it comes
after 10 minutes.
Come
on, Nelson.
I'm going to come to you. I'm coming to you, Francis. George, just conclude on this one. And this is something that's going across the board. Yeah,
Nelson, that was a perfect example. The analogy you gave about the palm butter and the cooking and stuff like that. And that's what I said from the beginning. I said there's no reason why these people should still be allowed to operate without giving good reason for not doing what they promised to do in the MDA. You see what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is that if at all everything is clear, that these people are not bribing anybody, but they are explaining situations to whoever is involved. Like for instance, that place that the land and mines get control over them. land mines get monitors who can go there and monitor to see what the people are doing, and also for investment. The National Bureau of Investment, they get monitors of what I can go. Yeah, national. Yeah, they got people that can go to do that. That lawmaker alone can go do something down there. Lawmaker only represent the people. Get me? But these people, the executive branch has people who are responsible for monitoring these agreements. And these people are not. If land mines is not saying anything, when the Bureau of Investment or National Investment they are not saying anything, then there are issues. What are the issues? And it's just so regrettable that we got to hold this government feet to the fire, because for them to just kill innocent people like that because they were protesting, it's ridiculous. At least during Georgia time, we gave people water, we gave people food. These people are giving
but you
people
gave people water. At the end of the day, you almost killed Christopher Sisulu. Water Sisulu, right? Water Sisulu.
Man, that citizen against citizen, not police involved. Police were not involved. Police were not involved. Don't mix it up. Citizen against citizen.
Don't bring.
Why that police are killing people now? Why that police are killing people? And it's wrong. We need to talk against it.
Please go ahead, Francis. Francis, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Francis, please say something.
Yeah, my man. I just want to go back to what Amy and I were talking about the whole thing. The reason
why are you trying to go back to it, right? Mm-hmm. I know you. From the onset of this conversation, you've drawn your line. You've taken your side. Your point is President Boubacar now, who was then vice president, cannot be disassociated from what's happening, given that he served as vice president to former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, right? That's the point you try to push. But again, my question is, how come? Why do you think these people signed onto those very beautiful documents? We'll build the roads, clinics, hospitals, and everything. But how do they easily get their way out of that? You're supposed to do the thing, you're not doing it, but the benefit you're supposed to get, you're getting it, and you're not giving back to the community. Why do you think these people get away with these things?
Right, but that's what I'm saying is the greed of our people. Either they are greedy and wicked or just incompetent. Because what I said was President Boubacar is responsible now, but he also needs to tell us what advice he gave, what counsel he gave President Sirleaf when he was vice president about demounting, about this company that exploited our resources. Because we all know when you are vice president in this country, the buck stops with the president. We know vice president, you counsel the president. You tell him or her what you feel about what's going on. So President Boubacar was a vice president. Doesn't matter if Ellen Johnson Sirleaf took his advice or not. He knew Liberian people know that this is what I was afraid of. This is what I said.
But Francis,
but now he's the president.
The former vice president said he was like a race car parked in the garage. How do you interpret that, connecting it to the very point that you're making right now?
Bro, even a car that you're not driving, especially during winter time, you gotta turn it on, or else our battery will die. You gotta turn it on at 1. You don't even have to drive it. So if you are parked, but he was sitting there and seeing things happening. So he didn't tell us why he was parked. If they were because I was telling her demounting, exploiting our resources.
No. Francis, maybe something is not coming through here. Francis, the race car indicates his potential and the small thing that he was doing in the background. So to say, we could do this, we can do this, we can do this, is little expertise he tried to put in. Parked in the garage will indicate that he was doing all the things, he had the potential, but he was not giving the attention.
That's what I'm saying. The small thing that he was doing, the small thing he was doing, I hope one part of those small things was telling President Sirleaf, be mounting and have a contract. They're supposed to build clean hospitals and stuff. They have gone, let's just say, because Darren Dillon was speaking 2 years ago, that was 2022, then that will be 2012, right? So he was saying, the people have gone 4 years already, or 2 years already.
Actually came in 2013.
2013. Okay, they have not laid a foundation yet.
They started concession.
Right. So he should have told President Sirleaf, and he should have told the legislature, everybody, they have not laid a foundation yet for a hospital.
I don't know, but you might just be sounding very political tonight. For some reason,
let me just finish my point.
For some reasons, Francis,
The
Yeah,
thing is,
go ahead. Go ahead.
The government knows what's going on. You can't say somebody has a 10-year contract. I don't know how long that contract is, but the example George gave about that company, the pipe that was supposed to lay in the metal rock, that doesn't apply here because what? If you ask for a lay a pipe. In construction, if somebody comes to lay a pipe, the main hindrance, they can go around or they increase your cost because they have to bring in more equipment or do something else. But for these guys that know that gold is already here, they are come to mine the gold, and you give the contract for 10 years, and you say you're supposed to build roads, and you're supposed to build hospital. You don't wait for the 10 years to end before you call them when they are attempting to renegotiate their contract. After 10 years, before they ask them, about the hospital and the roads. No, there's no incentive for anybody to meet their contractor obligation to the country if you're going to ask them after the contract is over. So within that 10 years, if that's what the contract term was, you have to have buffers in there. Like, okay, within the first 2 to 3 years, I want to see the hospital or I want to see the road. Or after 2 years, they ask them, okay, I've not seen a foundation for the hospital yet, but you are taking tons of gold from our country. So what's going on here? So that's the problem. So why can't they call B Mountain like they call Samuel Tua and the labor minister in front of the legislature? Why couldn't they call B Mountain and say, what's going on here? You guys gone 5 years already. Our people are over here. They don't even have jobs. And the little job they're giving to other people and stuff like that. They don't have the hospital that you promised. No foundation, nothing. You don't even have an office here. So what's going on after 5 years? No, but they waited 10 years. You see? So that's the problem. Either they are just incompetent or they took bribe. And when let me just go to Bob quickly 2 seconds. You're talking about that's what there's a scammer or Yeke Koluba that scammed me District 10 of Montserrat County say, he did not want to be part of a committee because that's why they get take bribe. If Yeke Koluba, he need to work for Chiche Police newsroom because they pay him to be legislator. He's one of the highest paid talking heads, like us on the podcast with talking heads. Yeke Koluba is the highest paid talking head because if you sit in a committee and somebody bring money to you to bribe, you're not supposed to hold it. Anything like that one you're supposed to record it, or you take their money, you record it, you come outside now to your children put in the newsroom and say, you see the money they give me, and yes, they record it, and then tell us, say, don't listen, don't hold us accountable, but you can't say, I don't want to be part of for that reason. Like, he's incompetent. He cannot put any bill on the floor. He cannot sponsor any bill. District 10 most of that county, you guys have been.
Doesn't get my 2 minutes.
Thank you.
No, that me.
You know, but again, this is serious. This is serious, guys. The lawmaker said that female card not playing yet. The lawmaker said when it came to the 30,000, right? The lawmaker said the money is that small, he want more.
Exactly.
So what are we talking about here?
So why wouldn't he want committee money, right?
And when he said that, all the people were backing him. All the people here were backing when he said that. It should not change now.
And that's the other aspect.
Yeah, everybody here supported him.
It's not making up story. That's
I'm
true.
not hiding my support for Yeke Koluba because I used Yeke Koluba to get George Weah out of office. But it's not my fault that CDC were incompetent or incapable of defending themselves against
No. But the point here is, Princess, that whole argument.
So you use deception. You deceive the people.
No, you use facts to support our claim.
There was no facts. There was deception.
Now listen, guys.
And that's why it's hard for you guys to govern now. You see that?
I want us to get rid of that other thing you just infused in your point about representing Yeke Koluba. That's the reason why he stay away from committee because he won't be taking some of the money. Because the lawmakers said they're taking some of the money. Why committee or no committee?
Mama said that.
He's not taking some of the money.
I didn't say that. That is still more there.
But listen. Is that means I'm not
okay. So let's hear from you. Robert, again, I know you come to make the clarity on that, but why do you think these concessionaires, they sign onto agreements in our country, they come to this country with all the fine plans, they say they are $1 million and billion-dollar companies, they come to this country, they sign onto agreements, but they don't live up to it. And sometimes up to 10 years They will be operating as extracting our resources and getting away with it without constructing as simple as a health facility is.
First of all,
our roads.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. First of all, Bear Mountain signed a 13 years contract with our company. 13 years. So within the 13 years, you say within the 13 years, you say in 10 years. Within 10 years, because the contract was signed 2013, September 7th, 2013. That's the time they signed the contract. The concession was signed. Right? Now, let's zoom for 2013. Let's zoom from 2013 because I hear my brother friends trying to hit on Joseph Boakai. Let's zoom from 2013, right, to 2016. The government already living for power, and you get a 2014 Ebola that took place. So if we count it that, we only count 2 years, 2 or 3 years in between, right? So let me take Boakai, let me take Eddie Doyin said it, government from them. No,
Baba. Why do you want us to take the Unity Party from there?
Because that's the reason.
Because it was under the Unity Party administration. It was under the Unity Party government that signed this agreement.
But that's what he's trying to say.
Let me explain now.
No. I mean, don't try to prepare this, brother. He can defend himself.
They say in a concession within 10 years. In a concession within 10 years, we'll do that, we'll do this. Okay. Now, Eddie Johnson Shelley, 2013, when they signed the concession in 2013, what happened from 2013 to 2014? There was Ebola crisis. From 2014, 15, 16, 2017, or campaign. So that's 2 years.
Okay, no, don't.
I'm coming to a point.
No.
I think we are just confusing the whole thing. Let's talk about the brutality that happened in King George. The brutality. Concession is just another aspect of it.
We will do the brutality.
The concession doesn't still judge we are, so he don't just talk about it.
No, yes, guys. Moba,
what are you getting your feelings for? Nobody getting. When I say you are confusing things, I'm telling you are confusing things.
No, but guys, let's do this. But the calculation here, we gotta take our time to do it.
I'm giving you.
No, I'm not saying.
You know what the concession was signed?
But listen,
2001. So I know the years you give me. I know where you're taking it from.
2001. Listen, I'll tell you.
I can send it to you. I can send it to you.
Okay, guys, let's do this. Let's do this.
I'll post it to you. We're also in the chat room. You can see it.
Guys, let's do this. Let's take our time. We have our audience. I mean, let's. This is the issue. Let's be about the issue. Let's remove the feeling and all of that. Let's
say you're confusing the thing.
Let's go. Yeah, Moba, I'm coming now. Let's go by your document you have before you. 2013. In September.
2013 concession agreement.
Yeah, I'm coming now.
That's the time they did all that stuff.
Yeah.
Everything come in with it.
Yeah.
2013.
They signed,
and 13 years for that year, our 13-year contract. So it's coming over 2001.
Moba, let's do this. 2013, it was signed, right? In September. You said 2014, because of Ebola, we should excuse Unity Party for Ebola. Okay, Ebola excuse. 2014 kind of pass. Okay, that put 2015 there too. We excuse the Unity Party 2015. Right? 16. No Ebola. 17. No Ebola. The 2 years. Are you saying that we should excuse the Unity Party for 2 years too? The 2 years. We should excuse the Unity Party for 2 years?
Let me tell you something, right? If you sign a concession,
even the shooting said we excuse you the party tonight.
No interruption.
Mute George, my man. If you mute George, I'll point to the back.
George is muted. I've muted George already. Please go ahead.
If you sign a concession or an agreement within the time frame, right? Even in the first 3 or 4 years, if you mingle that identical agreement, another year stay there that you can mingle with it. That's why they say government is continuity. So if Bwaka move, if Eddie Johnson government left from power, let's say in 3 years when the government, when the concession was already in, right? They agree to that. Now, when George Weah took power, 2017, right? 2017, when George Weah took power, what happened in 2017 all the way to now? That's the normal data work county from 2013 up to the time they make it's 10 years, within 10 years. So the 10 years will mean 3 years for them. Why you're dead? George Weah now in power, he should have enforced the dedicated concession to the people that the rich one.
Now I get where Boba is coming from. Now I get where you're coming from, Boba. No, Boba.
Calm down. Only a few things you know yet.
No, guys, let's do this.
Calm down. Only a few things you know yet.
No. I'm muting you guys. But let's do this. So Moba, your point is Moba's term. Moba has the floor. So Moba, your point is, since it was a 10 years period, the Unity Party could not have done anything in just the third or fourth year, right? So it was in the purview of the CDC that came in the middle or at the end of the at the end of the 10 years to start to follow up on these concessions and make sure that BM Martin started to do what was contained in the MDA.
That's my point. Like the reason why they don't tell you, say, if in 10 years you will do that, and when you look at and when you calculate from 2013 to what they don't tell you, it's 10 years.
And that
forget about COVID.
That may be a good point.
That whole 2 years there, no concession to they got that money they're spending. They got to sell before they get money. The money not just laying down there. So you saw COVID, the way COVID took the whole world upside down. It has impact on all those things as well.
Again, Moba, since we excuse the Unity Party for Ebola, since we excuse the Unity Party for Ebola, is it fair to excuse the CDC for COVID too, for 2020 and 2021?
Because
it was around the end of the concession.
Let me answer it directly, right? When Unity Party was there 2013, come from 2013 and subtract the COVID and how many years before they left from power, and calculate the year that CDC took power and the 1 year that was let us say the COVID-19 came. So you get 5 years remaining. In that 5 years, you could stay because you know you the last that come to 10. You stay within our range. You could still force the law within your last two years or let's say 1 year.
Okay. So let's get this straight for the sake of our audience. Let's get this straight. COVID came in. Okay, 2013 the contract is. I'm coming. 2013 this contract was signed, right? From 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. 2023 makes it 10 years. So before 2023, let's forget 2019. COVID actually hit 2020. That's when the real heat of COVID spread across the world. So 2020, COVID was all around the place. All right. So it means the entire 2020, you can excuse the CDC for that year. And maybe portion of 2021. So
simply is man.
But COVID not over a whole year. So that exclude.
Let not excuse CDC. CDC is responsible for all the problems. Let UP settle the problem. I guess says you settle the problem. You're not stop killing people. You're stop killing people at all. You're settle the problem.
So Nelson, you just want to sit there and allow George to keep interrupting everybody and not doing anything about it?
Give it to us.
You would just allow George to just talking to everybody.
Let's get you coming in, Amy.
No, because you keep allowing him to
I thought you concluded. Josh, please.
You ask me questions.
Yeah.
I asked you one question. You never answered, and I was done with you.
My point,
let's give our brother his time.
Nelson, my
In
point is very
conclusion,
clear, right?
yeah,
My
in
point is very
conclusion,
clear. If a concession or anybody whosoever won't carry company in Liberia, if you sign a concession with the tell the lawmaker or the Liberian government say, within 5 years, I will do this, I will do that. You're for 2 years. Even that man living for in power, not who that man, but the men are coming for the last 6 years, right? In a 3 or 4 years, that man should have enforced the law. He's supposed to enforce the law so that our people can get it before that man contract expire. How many years for that contract to expire? We're not laying one cross right on the people's street or even a health facility. They go 10 years. Now we 13, the almost 13 years. Everything finished. So the people can walk away free. They say, you know what, we're done.
Thank you.
The reason why I was saying, so the last portion of the government.
Now, if you look at AJ question in the comment section, it's a very good question. AJ, he asking a question.
Yeah. So I mean, let's hear you.
Yeah. So
Okay. So Emmy is.
Yeah. Why would I read AJ question? He said, "I'm interested in listening to Judge."
We're about to make the transition to that protest, to the protest.
So,
I will answer that question. It's a simple question. I'll answer it. Don't worry.
Nelson,
yeah,
you kept asking more about if you should get CDC time because they gave Unity Party. The impact that what's that name? What's the thing name? Ebola had on Liberia, it wasn't the same as COVID. But let's give it to them. Okay. It was disease time too. Okay. But why was CDC rushing to sign this concession when the agreement has not even reached the M something yet? Why were they rushing to sign this agreement, the concession agreement, when these people had not kept their part of the bargain yet? That's why Dillon was asking them. If these people had not done all these things that they were supposed to do, why are you rushing to get them another 10 years over that contract? Why can you tell them, mandate them to do all of these things that they were supposed to do and they are not done before you even think about signing another signing concession with them? Why are you rushing when the time is now over and you want to give them another time and they are not even something, all these things yet? And these people, you said, why they, and Francis was saying, why were they asking Samuel Tuadem? Because Samuel Tuadem was the one that coming to the legislature saying that they should sign these concessions, not the people. They were coming because they were taking money from them. They wanted that money. They were taking bribe. They wanted that money from the people. So they were coming before they sent it and they out. So that's why Dillon was asking them, have these people done all of these things they were supposed to do? Yes or no? And they were sitting there stuttering, like they don't know what the question that the interrogator was asking them. They couldn't answer it.
Thank you.
So we cannot blame. This is Barker Simon. If he doesn't do anything about this is when we will blame him. But to say, oh, he just sat over the contract. That was a good thing. Bringing somebody into do something, right? They would build roads. They would do all of those were good things. Okay, but if they turn what they didn't do all of that stuff, he was not there to question it. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? No, it was the government that just left. They're the one was there taking bribe and giving them new contracts and stuff like that and got the people into where they are today. Now we want to talk about brutality and all of that, which is wrong. No one should be brutalized or killed when they're protesting and all of that. But for it to be the talk of the new politics, to politic on and not want to talk about how it even came about is disgusting.
Thank you. Now, so let me bring you some of the images from King George today. It's been 2 days of protestation in that part of the country. Report has it that live bullets were fired. Tear gas were used, but at the moment, the authorities at the LNP is yet to make an official statement on the whole aspect that has to do with live bullets being used. But in the midst of everything that happened, these are some of the images from King George.
Okay, folks, we say this is the voice of the protesters here in King Jordan, loudly shouting they don't want Deba Allen.
This guy passed away and just passed away. As you can see, we are carrying a body. So, honorable, you got to intervene. Yes, you already got to intervene. Another body again. Another dead body again at the King George.
I think you can see the police station. Police station is on fire. I think you can see it.
So, these are just some of the images from Grand Cape Mount County. But as part of what happened, as part of this whole protesting, not just did citizens of the county get wounded, but there was also this situation where the police depot there was set ablaze. Report has it that the angry protesters decided to set the police depot ablaze. Now, aside from the police depot that was set ablaze, a resident belonging to a permanent citizen of the county was also set ablaze. So, I mean, this thing is getting very alarming because the question a lot of people then begin to ask at some point was that, how did it leave or elevate from throwing of stones, people being dissatisfied about the condition, their living condition, the benefits that they're supposed to have, extending to a point where they had to set homes ablaze, the police station. And someone is asking the question, you go back to the dark days we had in this country, people did not support certain sides. People did not support certain individuals. And because of their hate for the individuals they did not support, they resulted to burning our infrastructures, setting buildings on fire. And what we see here today is just almost a repeat of some of the very things we saw during the dark days. Have we learned? Have we captured anything? I mean, maybe pick up some pieces from what we as a country found ourselves in. Now, let's hear your take on this, guys. I mean, the protest and the burning of the police station. Let's start with you, Francis.
Man, it's very sad what's going on in our country. But you know, there's a saying that when your leg was broken and it didn't heal properly, sometimes they gotta break it again to fix it, to carry on better surgery to fix it. So I know our brothers, like, you know, even on the phone talk, I said, do like to come up and say, oh, y'all say CDC government, they order this, they order that, but now you're here, you're fixing it. No, you gotta know the root cause. This is sad. The people did not wake up in the last 30 days and just got pissed off at Bean Mountain and decided to protest for the last 2 days. No. This is something that's been going on. For when Samuel Toa went to ask the legislature to extend contract or to approve concessions when they were taking the money and pocketing the money. And they didn't care about what was going on with the people. Liberians are peace-loving people. If you give us the opportunity to get out of our way, we do what we need to do to better ourselves. So if they are, clamp down on P Mountain to build roads, build schools and hospitals in those people area, employ them. Those people will not be protesting today. And I even heard at one point that they're supposed to a new community that they're supposed to start mining in. They're supposed to relocate those people. And the people are also upset that the infrastructure, like the roads and the houses they are trying to construct for them, is not what it's supposed to be. You see, they're trying to just do something like they're doing people a favor. So right now, what's happening is bad. The Parker administration has to take care of it. But we should not sit here and ignore the fact that the last government sat there and allowed these people to just walk through our country, exploit our resources, and the people that live in those communities were left to fend for themselves. But when their cups overflow and they start to lash out, then everybody want to say, "Oh, the people doing it." Then our brothers, there was a comment, "Oh, the person died in that Unity Party shirt." That is embarrassing. That's disgraceful. We can't play politics with somebody's death. But we should also look at the root cause of the problem. And that problem did not stem for the last 30 days on the JB administration. These people did not get mad for the last 30 days of them not receiving help. This is a cry that's been coming for years now. And they need to do something. The three branches of government need to do something. B-Money need to be shut down until they can meet their contractual obligation to our country.
Thank you. Josh, let's hear your take on this issue.
Thank you, Nelson. I'm even lost, and the reason I'm lost is because my brother Francis is going all over the place trying to find how to bend and twist and turn to make this thing look different, and it's bad. What is bad is bad. This set of killing, we didn't see a George Weah time. No police went in the street or in any protest zone and shot people dead. It never happened George Weah time. Who laughing like that?
Please go ahead, Josh.
It never happened George Weah time. It's a fact. If you like it, you laugh your guts out. You are laughing at the dead people that were killed yesterday. That's then you are laughing at. You're not laughing at me.
At you.
We are trying to.
No. Emmy, please, let's not do this.
That's saying. Okay,
you are backstage. You have to remain backstage. If you're coming on, Josh has the floor. All right. And again, let's not.
You have to be straight on it. This is very unwarranted.
Let's not keep the interruptions. Is now okay. All right. So, Josh,
nobody owns this platform. This platform is for everybody. So if you put me in, if you're gonna put me in another corner or put me backstage because I interrupt, this thing has to be applied to you as well. She made the first comment. You did not even mute her, and then she had to say the other one. Okay, look, this thing is not beauty pageant on here. We're here to discuss the Liberian people thing. So if we come here, let people be given the opportunity to speak their minds as well. That's why we are here. That's why we take up our time to come here.
Josh, you have the floor.
The fact of the matter is that this is really bad. This is the worst I've seen Liberian people since shooting happened at the CDC party headquarters that killed one of our partisans and got a few people wounded. It is ridiculous, and it is such thing that every well-meaning Liberian should condemn what the police did. And I saw my brother Francis going over the place talking about also the ritualistic killing that happened in George Weah Sanctuary. It doesn't make any logic whatsoever. No logic whatsoever. When car kills somebody, you say that the president. They put up blame horses. You ever see me blame President Boakai? They put up dying horses. 5, 3, 4 dying in burn houses. You saw me blaming him? No, I did not blame him because he's not responsible for that. I blame him because he controls the police. When the police does anything, it's the responsibility of the president. He's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and everybody and people saying that we deploy armed forces there since the 22nd of January. Waka took over the armed forces of Liberia. If he didn't want them to be to that side, they were being out of there. He controls them. So I don't know what type of argument you guys are making about why they deploy people there. President Bouaka is the chief of the armed forces of Liberia. If he did not want them to where they were deployed, he would call them back. That's his responsibility as the leader of the country. So you can't come here and can't ask me, say, when the CDC deployed them there. CDC deployed them there because they were there to protect life and property, just like the police are doing. Because it was a very dangerous zone that was prone to protests and all these sort of things are happening. So for George, we have to mitigate that. He's sending armed forces in, or whoever sending armed forces in, sending armed forces there, so that they will be deterrent for people not to do certain things. Now, Bouaka took over. If he said it was wrong, he should have taken them out. But he left them there because they were useful there. That's why he kept them there. So we cannot blame George Weah for the armed forces being at the mine side or whatever side they are. It's ridiculous when people come here and want to twist and try to make something look different than it already ugly. This is ugly. This is wrong. People should not be killed because they protest. Thank you.
We got 27
Thank
minutes
you.
to me a few times and stuff like that, so I need to clarify some stuff.
Okay, yeah. So you
I
will
know you
clarify.
talk about I'll go all
You
right.
will- yeah.
First of all, George.
But it's cool, Nelson. Let's move to another person.
Yeah,
No, George, be quiet. I sat there and
George.
listened to you. I didn't interrupt
Let's
you.
do this.
So
Yeah,
give
so
the people
Francis, Emmy will be next. So you have 20 seconds that will be given you to respond. All right. So please take your 20 seconds, and
Right,
then
you
we'll
see,
move to Emmy next.
Some of people perish for lack of knowledge. That's exactly what happened here. People have no knowledge about what's going on. You cannot solve a problem that you don't know the cause of the problem. So yeah, I'm not sitting here trying to tell the Liberian people, oh, the government now is not responsible for this situation. But equally so, I'm not going to sit here and let you come and gloss over it and make the Liberian people think that the last 6 years did not happen. You said that what about the security guard? That you said he shot himself in the head 3 times. That George Weah said ordered that one too, right? Because we talk about when car roll over people. When you're speaking, sometimes don't just say what's come in your mind. Think about it before you say it, so it can make sense. Okay?
Nelson,
So,
tell this guy to speak to the issue. If you want to speak to me, then I'll keep breaking to talk to him as well.
No, guys.
I will come in. I will step in.
This should not be happening. Princess, we left with 10 seconds. Please conclude.
Okay,
Francis.
yeah, but the more you interrupt me, I have to go because we are speaking and tell me.
But Francis, we can't keep doing this. Guys, we can't keep doing this. Francis, you have
when
10
you were talking, you
seconds.
didn't hear me
Please
talk,
conclude.
Nelson. But he want to get his feelings. But what I'm trying to say is he need to think before he talk, not just spew anything and try to make people make it sound like, oh, we don't know what we're talking about. George Weah sent the military over there, but he wants to say, oh, George Weah sent it, or whoever sent it. Since you want to blame on the commander-in-chief, don't say George Weah or somebody else. Say George Weah sent the armed forces of Liberia there. Okay? Say you want to say George Bouaka can bring them back. Yes, I agree with you. President Bouaka can call them back. But equally so, put the blame where it's supposed to be there. Since you want to say the commander-in-chief is responsible for every shooting that goes on. So
Thank
you accept the same facts.
Thank you, Francis. Thanks a lot, Francis. Let's hold you there and take Amy quickly. Amy, go ahead. Let's hear you.
You know, Nelson, the moment George brought you ready to take action, George sat here, he was interrupting Mobile for how long? You never said anything to him. One time he started talking, you gotta lie. When I ever be the passion, you start getting in his throwing tantrum around and something. You need to do it to everybody like that. He want to be controlling who said what and how to say it on the show. And like he said, the show is for everybody. You don't come here and be dictating what you say and be getting your tantrum. Like
So Emmy, let's issue ink in jaw. You watched the video.
Not having a beater passion yet. That was personal.
This is not a beater party, and you know that. You know that. That's not a beater party. We got to discuss. You don't go in the back and beat.
I don't want us to go there. Emmy has the floor. Emmy, please.
So, like I was saying before, I got really interrupted.
Let's speak to the
he
issue.
said something about a beauty party. Yeah, you never said, but Francis started talking. He talking about Francis talking about him. So, just want to point out, saying you going by George's order, you should be something where everybody order to. Just gotta point that out before you know it. Saying he controls the show. But anyways.
No female card playing here tonight. Well, where is your female card?
No, it's not female card. I'm just trying to explain it because everybody, you can ask everybody in this comment section, they will tell you the way George be on the show as if he's in control. And that tantrum, throw it in your house. This is a professional place that to be.
I mean, let's
speak Nelson, can I speak to the issue then? Of course, we're not having a show here. We're not having a show here.
guys.
Exactly what I was
I
talking
mean,
You
about.
cannot mute
but
me when
Emmy, can you?
she's saying things to me.
Yeah,
You
but
cannot mute me when
George,
she's saying things to me.
Emmy
You
has
got
the
to keep her to
floor.
the subject.
Listen, yeah,
But she's sticking
Emmy
to the
has the
subject.
floor. Emmy
She's
has the
not
floor.
exhausting ruling.
If this is the same interruption we had, Emmy has the floor. It's just fair enough that we allow Emmy to make her point.
Thank
Emmy,
you, Joseph.
please go ahead.
So, like I was saying again before I got interrupted for the 10 times. Yeah, what happened today was a bad thing. We all know that. But we also know that it did not it wasn't something that just happened in like for instance that the last 30 days. And for someone to sit here and talk about, oh, Boaga, I don't know why Boaga appoint police director and 1 or 2 days and all of that. If the police will call him and ask him, should I shoot one shot? Should I kill somebody? What do you say, Mr. President? Want to kill them? I don't know what's the point of appointing police director and all the other people that follows. If that the president has to give order, and they want to come in and tell somebody you got to have knowledge and be talking. You take your own advice. This thing, like for instance, this is not politics. This is people losing their lives. This is people getting hurt, and we should be talking about the root cause of it and how to move forward and talk about what happened today and how wrong it was, and that issue. We talk about it for it to not happen again. Not to going to send Joe Biatan, because that's what they want everybody to say. This never happens. God forbid. Nobody would say that.
Considering the situation today, the loss of lives, the injuries, we had on a photo here of a police officer. What you see there is one of the machines belonging to the company set ablaze. At the other end there, that image you see is the home of one of the permanent citizens of the county, set ablaze. The police station, the depot where other people should go when they have issues, the depot is set ablaze. I mean, yes, it was a good way to start the show when we spoke of protest, whether or not it's helping us, whether or not it's helping our democracy and all of that. Given Liberia's own experience, talking about the dark days, what Liberia has been through, how people use their issues with other people to bring down our infrastructures. We say we were going after people. What does it say? All of what we see here today.
So Nelson, this is what, investigation is important, right? We support, I support protests, right? But protests should be, I think, like the last results when you're not getting the ears of the authority or whatever. And it should be peaceful as well, right? So if you're protesting and you see like police people, they are hurt. I don't really know what happened here, but if these people were being attacked by the protester, I think there are some possibility of what happened to yesterday. That could be the reason why it happened. Because protesters not supposed to. These people are supposed to be there to protest lives and properties, right? So if you're protesting and you got out of the peaceful mood and started to go and start burning properties and try to attack other people, and they feel like their lives is at risk, I think those things are bound to happen. Okay, so that's why investigation is really, really crucial here to really find out what happened. Because I don't know why the police people are bloody from the mouth and everything. I think the protesters too may have gone outside of their rights. I don't know for a fact, but looking at them, that's what it looks like. So those shots that were fired, if those people had guns and people coming at them, beating it and trying to mock them to death, of course they would shoot and try to save their lives. So
Wow.
that's why investigation is very, very crucial. So if that's what happened, then it may have been self-defense.
Now, this protest is the second, maybe biggest protest under the Bouakai administration. The first one, the AFL wives. Now this is the second one.
Right.
And in fact, the first one was more peaceful than what we're seeing now.
Exactly.
This second one has claimed lives. So, I mean, do you really think, judging from what we've seen, is the government, is the security actually in charge? Is the security in control?
From what I'm seeing, you talking about from the last protest to this one?
From the last protest to this one.
I don't want to say they're not in charge. I don't want to say that because the one that happened the last time, it was the Army wives. People were more in, I don't know, for some reason people were saying that, oh, it's kind of wrong for the country if you went and engaged in this would happen, that would happen. So some people, the war, our war have us all traumatized from, even if you're trying to do the right thing, this one might happen, this is what happened, and this one happened in dark days and stuff like that. So people want to be, extra careful to do stuff. But I don't really want to say that security, they are not like, are they really settled and ready? No, they're not. But to say they're not in charge, I mean, the lives were lost, but they took charge today, even though it happened in the wrong direction, that people lost their life and people got hurt. But it could have been worse.
Okay.
A lot more people could have gotten hurt. I mean, people that are running those companies and stuff and things like that, if those people wasn't going to be there, it would have been worse, because that's what the protesters are angry with. Those are the people they are angry with. So if those people were not there to protect those people, I guess it would have been a lot more, bloodier than it is today. So I really don't want to say they are not in charge. Are they really comfortable yet? And really, no, they're not. But in some way, they are.
Thank you. Mobile, let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. I was just looking on page physical security or protection of property, page 36, article 11.2, on Bear Mountain Constitution, their whole protection law, right? They said the Justice Minister gave them the power, first of all, to protect themselves and their property. But if it go extra mile, the government get it right. They can write a written letter to the government to provide security for them and their property. So that put that aside. So when Bouakai can maintain the AFL, and George was saying the AFL done that, it was not wrong. It was in that agreement under the physical security or protection of property. So that put that one side. And Bouakai can even maintain them until that contract can be over. It's under that concession law. Now, let me go to the issue. Next thing, look, everywhere in the world we know what happened when they say protest. Liberia is not excluded from other countries when it comes to protest, violence and stuff. If you see security men responding, sending dirty force, you must know they are left at stake. You must know where they are. They know they're briefing. Normally they got to protect themselves. I say what happened today. Get me on record. I don't say what happened today is right. I don't say the killing of the people is right. I don't say protesters tonking or burning people's horses. I mean, or the company horses or the car is right. No. I'm just trying to tell you that if our security personnel are trying to stop a protester, probably everybody still in barricade. And you need, first of all, you need a negotiator. If the negotiator go and negotiate with a protester, although we don't know the full scenario or we don't know what happened over there, what sparked out the whole issues. But there's my point. If the negotiator go and negotiate with a protester, you come down. We can do this with and the protester getting more aggressive. to the extent that the police, first of all, they emerge manpower. Number one, that the first place you know they emerge manpower. The protesters that I saw, they could overthrow that police within a blink of an eye, and they can do whatever they want to do because they were many more than the police. Now, the police trying to block or trying to negotiate with the protester, and the protester come away excessive force rather, yeah. And the force they come away, it all with the police. What the police will do, excessive force, right? It all with the police. What the police will do, the police will retaliate on a very dangerous way. And what they did today, first of all, police protester talking police. You just put the picture up. The other police officer, he bleeding from his mouth. The other one bleeding from his face. And we don't know how many police officers have been hurt. Someone, they said, according to what I heard earlier today from the report, they said 10 police officers were going JFK for treatment. So if we look at the whole thing, nursing with him, I said the both parties right, but I think it was let's say the police were trying to defend themselves by shooting the live bullet. Because probably they were trying to scare the protester. If they could shoot in the air, maybe they could escape. Because according to what I read, they said in the news, tear gas, it could not stay help. That was the first step. They could not stay help. Using tear gas, it could not stay help. Using rubber bullet, Anthony had one. Even shooting in the air, we don't know if they do it. We're not there. But probably some of the level at stake. So they got to take precaution. They got to protect themselves and protect the company according to the government law. According to what I read, the government can provide protection for the company and the company people and the people. So it just complicated. But end of the day, it is wrong for somebody to die, and it is also wrong for a police officer to get hurt while trying to save life and probably trying to see current issues. So in the whole scenario, I think it should have not happened. The government, the lawmaker got to come in and make and get the people what they're requesting for. Let them try to sit down on the table and discuss it and let the government work on those people's needs. Instead of that, every day we see protests on identical King George, which is Grand Cayman County, and we don't want it like that. We don't want it like that.
Thank you.
So I think the whole situation is
another thing somebody said in the comment that the information minister said the protester had guns.
Yeah, so
you see,
there were so many things outlined by the information minister today.
Until we can get full investigation.
He said that the protesters vandalized several. Okay, so let me bring a portion of that particular clip. Let me get it.
That's what I said. An investigation needs to be done. So
investigation, of course,
coming in here.
But police officer getting blooded, you know, it was very intensive. So we shouldn't come and blame the police people. Say, oh, because the police people shoot. No, we got to look at both sides.
Then, as you may have been following on social media, there's been problem. Everyone got their own interpretation, but we chose to not give you the government side of the story. There have been protests in King George. Of course, the government has security forces deployed there. The individuals who were protesting were also armed. As a result of that, whatever was happening there escalated beyond control. In the event, one citizen was killed. The exact situation concerning how that citizen got killed is still being investigated. Also, 9 officers of the Liberian National Police were injured. One of the officers, who was an ERU personnel, was injured in the head. Another officer received his injury on the leg. About 18 persons, or protesters, if you may, were arrested. It will interest you to also know that the police station, the police barrack, and the gym that is attached to the facility were all destroyed by the protesters. The technical and vocational school in the area was also completely vandalized by the protesters. As we speak currently, the situation is somehow calm, but very fluid. The Inspector General of Police is here. He could add all the information he has, but we want to assure you that the government is fully involved with what is taking place there. As the press secretary said, the president dispatched a team. You'll be wondering why those individuals, the labor ministry is associated with workforce. The Bureau of Concession, that's a concession area. So all the individuals that were named the Minister of Lands and Mines, they are people whose job, is exactly associated with what is taking place there. Our country is evolving. People complain that there's no job. I said at the confirmation hearing, when we're talking all the big talk about tourism, I did say that tourists will not come here when they think the year of bad news. When concession areas are being attacked. And one of the things we're very concerned about is the fact that we were told that one of the individuals leading protesters against security forces is a lawmaker.
Wow. No,
So
that
there you have
explains it all.
There you have
Yeah.
it.
This is what I said. Like, investigation needed to be done because I don't think that security forces would just see protesters come in and they just choose to start shooting among them. And no one said that killing someone is right. No. But if it gets to the point that if it is your life or mine, I mean, things happen, right? So
Thank you.
it's bad. Like the information minister said, it's bad for our country, and you have your right to protest. You have your right to disagree, but the way in which you go about it also counts too. You have to think about it, and someone else's life or rights could be,
Thank you.
trampled over. So that's
We're
what
about
it
to
is.
take some calls, but let's take Josh and quickly bring in. Yeah, I'll bring you. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just listened to the information minister, and I'm really taken aback by what he said, that the protesters were armed. Look, if the protesters were armed, we would have seen a dead police officer. When he said armed, maybe he's talking about they were holding stones, but if he meant weapons, which is mechanized weapons, then of course we should have seen a dead police officer, because I don't think people who hold gun are only there to shoot in the sky when these things are happening. I think they were there to shoot at the police if they had guns, like the police use on them. So I just don't know whether a thorough investigation took place that unearthed these things, because the information minister did not display any weapon that was seized from these people, because he said a lot of people were arrested. So we did not see any weapons, and he's telling us that these people were armed. We want to know what type of arm he's talking about, because holding rock can be armed, holding stick can be armed. So we really want to know what he's talking about by saying these people were armed. And it's just the hypocrisy that can want to melt my entire existence. That 1 year ago, for somebody to sit on a panel and say, "But what were they doing when they went to the protest? What were they holding? What were they doing?" And they want to excuse the police of this barbaric act that they carry on. I think it's disgusting. What I've seen and hearing, people trying to defend people who use deadly force on people, that the force was not proportional, because in policing, they call equal and opposite reaction. It should be equal and opposite. People throwing stones and you shoot at them, you kill them. That is not equal and opposite reaction. That is excessive force, and that excessive force was not needed, as we can see. Because these people, they are trained police officers who have their protection, their ammo, and everything in their hands. They can block any rock and anything. To take gun and start killing people, I think it was unlawful. I think these people, they need to be brought to justice, and we should see that. We make sure, because I didn't see any weapon. We didn't see any display of weapon by the information minister. And if we said our weapon, we want to see the weapon. All the video we have seen, we have not seen anybody using weapon in the videos. So we want to know, and we want to get clarity from them, because this is ridiculous what they're trying to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis.
Yeah, this is very sad for us to come out here and just try to like mislead the people. It's a sad situation what happened to those people. First of all, there's no camera footage that we have seen that covered the entire protest. So for our brother to come and sit here and say, we didn't see no weapon, this, that, and the other. Can he tell me that he saw the entire protest? And further, there's no such thing as in policing, when police is involved in a protest, there's no such thing as the reaction of the police should be proportional to the force received from the citizen or the perpetrator. No, if you punch a police once, the police has the right to punch you 10 times as hard, 10 times harder. The police has to subdue you. So there's no such thing as if the person hit you with a stick, hit them back with a stick in policing, in law enforcement. So you need to scratch that out of here. And even if they did not have gun, the police over there, they were overwhelmed. The crowd was more than the police. So talk about having shields and all that stuff. That was not a protest anymore. That was a riot. That was a riot. Sorry for the people that lost their life. And all of this come back to our leaders treating our people like crap.
The information minister says the police, some of the protesters were armed, and he's discouraging the whole idea of people protesting, and the whole image is sending out there, and the effect they will have on investment opportunities.
Nelson, first of all, armed doesn't necessarily mean gun. It doesn't necessarily mean gun. And we even see it here. They were looting. I saw that video where they were looting. I heard somebody say, they're taking Kyle. They're taking Kyle. They burned down people's house. That was not protest anymore. That was a riot. They are frustrated, and I support their frustration. We are all frustrated at the way our leaders treat our people in the country. But that was not a protest. That was a riot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moba, quickly.
Yeah, nothing. I listened to the information minister. I think it sent a bad signal to any investor, as in alluded to, and it is true. But looking at the force that the protester used, I would take my brother word. Friend said that was a riot. That was not a protest. Because if you want to protest, I think write 1 or 2 on your placard, hold it up, call it attention. And we agree. Protest is something that you got to call people attention. Yeah, but it's not like the way it happened yesterday. I think it is wrong. Our people got to learn. They shouldn't allow people to force them or push them to do something, which of course they want to do. Because when you check it out, you hear that people here behind the identical protest are simply then they push it out. They sat at home or sit at home and people go.
You think who him behind it? You think who are those?
I mean, I'm just assuming, but I was not called no names.
But then that assumption may not be right. You may not be doing justice.
Nothing. I got to call names.
Are you trying to accuse the CDC of being behind the thing?
First of all, I'm not accusing those CDC or seditions.
Yeah, because these are issues that the guys have been having for some time.
You saw the post from Askar Gray. Did you saw that post? Askar Gray, one of the men are inciting violence in that country.
I saw that post. And
very good. So that move. I know Askar Gray may not be there. I agree. I'm not saying, but I think because when you look at the momentum of that protest yesterday. You're not telling me say the police sit down and say we're doing it today. No, it was well calculated and it was planned to go and disrupt the peace. And and we look, the police post get life. That would put it one side. That would be weird to ourselves. The police, they got life, they got family. Anytime a policeman go out, he left at stake. He thinking to come at home. Because anything can happen to him at any time, any movement. He's not safe until he take all that uniform. So we shouldn't come here and beat on the police because they know. The police did their job, right? Let me conclude by saying, Nelson, please, I beg you. The police did their job. They were out of number. And when we look at the protesters, they were more in number. Let me set the record. I'm not saying the people that died, it was right. No. But local police officer bleeding from the mouth. Local police officer. How many police officers? The information is 9. 9 police officers now to the hospital, to JFK, taking treatment. So they get life, they get family. They do have family. They get life. So when we're talking, that we balance the topic. We shouldn't say because a police officer, they go out there. Like my brother said, you are not there. You even know if the people cover the entire, you even watch the entire protest from start to end. You know that nobody here know the negotiation that went between the police and those people before the things spark out. Nobody know. All we know, bam, 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 things happen. And we want to frame everything on the police. No, the police get life. They get family. They got to go home to their family.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, I mean, finally take us to the phone lines. Let me put the number up.
Okay, so Nelson, the information minister clearly said that a lawmaker was leading these people. I don't know if y'all heard that part.
Yeah, he said it, but
so I don't know who this lawmaker is, but there's something concerning as well. And police brutality, I don't know if I should call this police brutality, but like people talk from the other side of their mouth. 6 years ago, everything was cool. People were protesting for the 3 missing boys. They got beaten, tear gas. Princess Cooper, mother, got whooped in the street. Those are police brutality. What was they back in the day when they were protesting? Nothing. And this man said the protesters were armed. So I don't know arms and weapon. People are mistaken there. I think weapon would be holding rocks, sticks, and stuff. My low ABC knowledge that I have. And when I hear someone say arms, I'm thinking that they got guns. If you were talking about just anything else, you would tell me they had weapon. But they were armed. What comes to my mind is a gun. Maybe I may be wrong, but they need to clear it out. So if something like that was happening, just because you had it doesn't mean right away you had the time to shoot it. You're coming to the person and the person managed to take it, and all the buildings and things that were burned and it was wire. So we, like everybody already said, it's not cool for anyone to lose their life. But police people, just because you're in police uniform does not mean your life does not matter as well.
Okay.
So we have to be careful about this, and we need to talk about investigation. If clearly we've seen some violation there from the protester. Burning down protest doesn't mean you should go stoning properties and lives. We've seen that properties were destroyed. How can you destroy something that you yourself benefits from? Primary schools. After this protest, who goes to that school? Your children. So these are, you can be angry. You have rights. So to something, your anger, but to go that far, I think it was somehow the protester was in a little bit wrong as well. And the investigation needs to be done. If whoever wrong about it, it needs to be brought to justice. That's all I can say about it. But to just sit here and blame one side from what happened, no, we don't know the full story yet. And playing politics with it is disgusting.
Thank you. So let's go to the lines and take some calls now. 0555-101075 is the number. The WhatsApp line is up there. So we take just a few calls, and then we wrap up on the show for tonight. This is the Late Night Show on Spoon. Hello, you live.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, please go ahead. Your name and where you call from.
I'm Abraham George, calling from Mavozia.
George, go ahead.
Maybe Bro let you know if George was when I was sent to that place, he was going to kill more people.
How do you know that?
because the way he can talk, he talk.
Do you just
sir.
determine? Do you determine? Will you
I'm telling you
determine
the truth.
somebody's
I got
action?
one of my friends. I got one of my friends that he and I were moving today, and his brother called him and told him, "Say, brother, it's not easy the thing we're doing here. We ourselves will not raise up with single barrel. It's not easy. Well, 2 persons now lay down on the ground. So we already raised up with single barrel. Hey, brother, say you will coming. You will coming get a chance to come here. You will coming come for all to load them to go. We're not joking with them.
Thank you. Let's hold you there. We don't want anybody to even loot them. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you.
Good morning, Nelson. How are you?
Yes, sir. We okay. Let's hear you quickly.
Hi, I'm calling you from Pennsylvania. My name is Godwin. Thanks for taking my call. First of all, I would like to express my deepest sympathy to the bereaved families and to those injured persons. I want to wish them speedy recovery.
Okay.
The police as well as the surveillance. Firstly, I think our people deserve better and more better. If the concession agreement, the concession company, cannot meet up with their part of the contracting agreement, I think it has been too long as it relates to the Bill Martin saga with our people in the Western Bloc. I mean, they should just pull up and keep suffering our people. And the government should stop all their games.
Thank you.
In between the needs of the people. And I mean, that Bill Martin put out. And our people deserve better, bro.
Thank you.
For taking my call.
Thank you. Let's hold you there and take another person here. Let's bring in this person who's been holding on for a while. Hello, you live?
Hey, Nelson, good evening, Nelson.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Nelson, I'm calling from Cleveland, Ohio. Nelson, I think it's about time for most of the guys. Sad to say there's no disrespect to your family.
Yeah, but if it is disrespect, then it better you don't say it than to say and say sorry.
Yeah, I will not. I'm not that. Yes, I'm not disrespecting anybody on your team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's about time. That's why you see a lot of Sandy. Sandy always discuss the issue. It's about time for people to come on this show and discuss truth and forget about party platform. And you think you get to preach. We are done with politics. Those things are happening today in Labrador. People are got killed. It's wrong. People protest. The information minister, he lied. Is there any video to show? I go against George most of the time, but George is making sense. There's any video that he can show to the Liberian people that those people had guns or just coming. Look, it's a bad image for Joseph Boakai government.
Thank you.
Some of us never put our time into this government to come and see this thing happening. It's about time for someone to preach and say the truth about Liberia. We are done with sorry to say with nonsense. Look,
Thank you.
The America that we live in, we live in America, brother, and people protest. People protest all over the world. Nancy?
Okay, let's hold you there. Thank you, sir. Let's hold you there and take another person. Hello.
Yeah, Nelson, this is Walker from Virginia.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say comment on a few things here. Right now, I know everybody believes President Boakai for what's going on in Kidman. It is true, he's the current president. But both Ellen and we are kind of a portion of this blame. I'm done with that.
But why you want to share the blame?
No, because let me tell you something. There's a whole story behind B. Monty and Ellen connection. Okay? And then President Boakai, I mean, when we were in power, they were all around here reviewing contracts of companies that made promises and never fulfilled them.
Yeah.
Mega Steel, for example, is one. So, but for me, I'm not worried. I'm not so much interested with blaming power. You see, when it comes to law enforcement, first of all, my condolences to those who lost loved ones. And also, I'm sorry for those that got hurt. And what I'm about to say is no way in defense of the police or anyone who took life. But it's easy as a civilian to sit down and point finger to the police. I will blame the leadership, and this is why I say that. You do not take people, give them live ammunition, and send them to protest, and expect that someone will not get killed. These guys were given orders. If I got a line to defend, if my line is breached, chances are I will get overrun. Chances are my gun will get taken from me. Chances are myself will get killed. I know nobody's showing the brutality or some of the injuries on the side of the police. Yes, because life are lost, so we must respect that. But to contain protests, you need things that can fight or protest. Rubber bullet, for example. The police should invest in rubber bullet. Like the Akara Grave, their protests are coming out. You need rubber bullet.
Thank you.
You need tear gas. You need riot controls gear. Not
So,
bullets.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So that for Akara's great protest, you need rubber bullets.
We need rubber bullet. How about that?
You see,
They got me laugh, man.
Akara's great listening to you. I think you're talking. The men know you. You say you want rubber bullet for the men protest. Let's take the last two calls and then we'll go. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you lower the volume of your can you lower the volume of your TV or radio?
Yeah. How are you, Nelson?
Yes, I'm doing okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Nelson, go to the issue.
Yes, sir.
I mean, Nelson, you for the lady there, for her, you got to speak truth to power. During President Viatan, the 6 years, you can test it in Nelson. Every protest that was here in our country, it was now a small protest. So for her to come there and say that during Joria time, the people have protests, the people were dying all around. Yeah, people were dying all around, but they have protests. And those people now, they were protected by the police.
Okay.
Even the very place you're talking about, I've seen people protest during President Viatan.
So what's your point, sir? What's your point? In conclusion, what's your point, sir?
My point, the guys in the studio, the lady and that other guy, they are not speaking the truth. They're trying to ship everything that go on wrong. They want to ship it on Joria. No, forget about President Ria and speak to the issue. What's going on now? Anything that go on wrong now, Joseph Baga will be responsible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So we're squeezing the last call here, and then hello, sir. You're live.
Hey, Nelson, how you doing, my brother?
Yes, sir. We're okay. It's good to have you on.
Yes, this is Harry. So Nelson, like last time, I think I said I was talking about the problem in Liberia. The biggest problem in Liberia is two things: the rule of law and legislative oversight. That's why we don't see up to this point. Now, you were asking a question: why is it that these investors or companies, they come to Liberia, they sign these contracts, and then within the contracts, they laid out social responsibilities, especially in the concessionaire, in the area there. But now, those social responsibilities are not being held to. What's the reason for that? Because they are not held to account. The impunity they just had, people are corrupting Liberia. It's the same way. Now, the House, congressional oversight, these are the folks from Capitol Hill that are supposed to ensure that these folks are being questioned. If you tell me that you go to Grand Cayman County and you operate there, you will be able to fix the road. Those are some of the social responsibilities. You will build schools. You will fix the road. All right. But then we're going to watch you. For over the years, Capitol Hills has not been doing their work. We know that after the first 2 years, these responsibilities are not carried out. Really, we're going to cite you on Capitol Hill to question you, what's the problem?
Okay.
And the same thing goes to LEC, but these things are not happening. These guys come to go away with the same impunity. Nothing happened to them. And
Thank
that's
you.
why Liberia will continue to struggle, Nelson. This is the fact.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I appreciate your
Thank you.
contribution, sir. Yeah. We have to go. Let me squeeze in this final person here from Turkey. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Nelson.
Yes, sir. You're live. Let's hear you quickly, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's good to have you.
Good morning. Well, I've been following the show, and I want to say thanks to everyone for the show.
What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
I'm Cash calling from Rescue Corner.
Rescue Corner. I see Turkey on your son here. You say Rescue Corner.
Okay, Nelson, explain you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, anyway, let's get to the topic, right? We're talking about Pierre Martin and talking about the year the contract was signed. George Weah was in power 2014 to 2017 in earning government for 4 years. We're president for 6 years. That 10 years. Well, I don't want to exclude the two government from this. I also want to blame Joseph Boakai government somehow. And this is 75% of George Weah-led government. Because you see, if all of these things put into place, those people that are protesting wasn't going to be over there. Police officer wasn't going to be there. Life wasn't going to be cut off.
Okay.
Our government, I don't think they are really helping us. Seriously, I don't know how to see. I don't know how to say it, but I feel like the government have, let's say, 95% of all of this that is going on. Because if this contract with Pierre Martin was going to put into place, Nelson, if you see how Turkish people treat blacks here, and if you see how they, in fact, you don't have even read with them, you and they're not having kids. When you wrong them, you wrong. They wrong you, you wrong. You don't get kids. Let me give you an example. I want to buy a smartwatch. They said the original price for the watch was $75, right? And we agreed that the watch was original. So I agreed about the watch, but then when we tried the watch on my iPhone, the watch wasn't original. So I said, nah, I can't buy the watch. You know what that man did? That man jumped on me, took my phone from me, and seized my phone. I went to the police station to call police for the man. The police people told me that I shouldn't go inside the George case with the man. You getting me?
Thank you. I mean, yeah, that's you know, it's I don't know how to put it, but I think we just have to wrap up, guys. This is where we are again. This is Liberia for us. We will always be here. We will always discuss these issues because we want to see Liberia do better. Josh, you can start your closing and then we go across. Wow.
Yes, so yeah, it was an intense night, Nelson. Thank you, and thank you to our listeners. Look, there is no reason for people to protest or get involved in rioting when our government is doing the right thing, or when the communication is being disseminated in the right way. I think when communication is lacking, a lot of things happen in that midst. And I think the Liberian government, Joseph Boakai government, needs to take responsibility of this thing. Because I hear people saying, oh, they burned school, they burned police station. During the past 6 years, Bova Chima House was burned in Maryland. Protests. In Kakata, I think a police station was burned. A lot of rioting happened, if we want to call it rioting. But there was no excessive force used in that process. So this is strange for us because the past 6 years, there was no police shooting at any rioter or protester. So it's a little strange. So it's going to bring a lot of trauma to people who will watch the videos and watch those terrible injuries on those people. There's no reason for this. Liberia is the only country we can call home. It's the only place that even whatever we can do will never be deported from. So we need to hold Liberia dear. And look, I come on this panel not to back George Weah. I come on the panel to make sure that what George Weah could not do, this government should be able to do it because that was a promise. And George Weah did not do this, we'll do it. Well, anyway, they are right. George Weah did not kill, they can kill. They can shoot protesters. George Weah did not shoot any protester, they can shoot protesters. Maybe that's one of the things they can boast of now.
Judge, who shot protester? Who shot protester? Who are the they? Look, Josh.
The government did.
If you want to throw a fight, you gotta come out. Who are the they?
Joe Boakai ordered the shooting. Joe Boakai ordered the Let me tell you.
There's no evidence.
Listen, there is a chain of command. Nelson, there is a chain of command. Like one of the callers said, when they were going, they got armed. They told them exactly what they were going for. If this happened, do this or call back. That's why they got commando. Every time you see them on the phone, this is what happening. That order will go to the police director. Police director take phone and call the president.
So but then will you also agree with the people who say that the killings that occurred, like what happened with Tilia Ure in District 17 or sanctioned by the president, will you also agree with those people by President Weah?
Nelson, people like you, I know you're a very smart guy, and that's why every time I speak to you,
don't mesmerize me here. I'm not smart.
I'm not patronizing you. Let me go to the point. Maybe I need to skip that because maybe I would sound redundant when I try to say it.
Yeah.
The issue is that, Nelson, if there's a riot between two groups that police is not involved, you cannot count the government into it. You see it? Like what happened in Maryland, the citizen got angry, they went to burn the man's house. You cannot say if somebody was going to die there, you get me? While they were burning the house, somebody got burned in the house, you can't say the government is involved. But this one is government force is using gun to kill the citizen. That command, it come from high up, Nelson. Nobody just got gun to shoot.
The reason why I brought the Tilia Ure situation up is because when Tilia was attacked, there were police officers on the scene. They did nothing.
Did the police attack Tilia? No. Nelson.
No, it wasn't the police
attacker. So it's different. This is different. This one is police attacking civilians and killing them. So that's the whole difference there. And that's why we need to hold them accountable. We need a very thorough investigation in this matter to make sure that we know exactly what happened. And those who are found to be culpable will face the weight of the law. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless Liberia.
Thank you, sir. Francis, let's hear you, sir. Francis, do you agree with that chain of command?
You know what? I mean, I just going to apologize to our listener for what I just heard. I apologize to you guys. Because for somebody to sit on here and say, oh, when police go to a protest to protect life and property, and then when the riot, when things escalate, they call that commander, then the commander will call the president and say, oh, should we shoot our people? Then the president will say, okay, tell the commander, yeah, shoot. Then the commander will tell the guys in the field, shoot. I apologize to our listeners for hearing that. Because that makes absolutely no sense.
No, let's not resort. You know, there are certain choice of words. We will not But listen, Francis. You don't buy into that narrative about that whole comment thing, right? You think that that's not the best practice. But then
there are chain of command. I understand there's chain of command.
But someone listening to you now, especially somebody from the other side, may just be analyzing that you're saying what you're saying because you support the Unity Party.
No,
that's the Unity Party, a UP analysis right there you're making.
Nothing. You can't put words in people's mouth or in my mouth. Everybody knows that chain of command, but nobody in that right mind will sit and say during a riot, man, we live in a country in the U.S. where riots happen all the time, especially when BLM and protests and things are going on for police killing of armed black men or whatever the case may be. right? You think the police chief was calling Joe Biden or Donald Trump and asking for permission to shoot in people or to hit people with a baton when they were trying to break into things or loot or attack the police? You think they were calling Donald Trump to get permission to use excessive force? Does that make sense to anybody? Come on, now, let's be real. So I apologize for, but let me just get to the point. We understand, right? Let me just
all the thing you did, you haven't made a point yet.
No. But let me just we understand that y'all want to come back.
Is right.
2029 y'all will come back, but it doesn't mean y'all will do anything, right?
No, Linda, I agree with you, man.
Thank you, Lane. You interrupting the man.
Nobody is saying Joseph Parker is not President Parker is not responsible for what's going on now. We're not fools. We know he's the president right now, so everything that goes on, he's responsible for it. But that doesn't mean when you get the fact that the problem that he has inherited, that's why I said inherited, it started way before he was president. He is responsible to solve the problem now for the Liberian people. That's why we elected him. So yes, we'll put it at his feet. But we actually understand.
Thank you,
it
sir.
did not happen. BMI did not sign contract 30 days ago.
Francis.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's going to 5 a.m. here. Guys, let's do this closing rapidly. Moba, please close for 30 seconds. You said everything. The Liberian people, the thing they're supposed to hear from you, they're not hearing already.
No, but Nessie, when we talk about chain of command, it only come from the police director or the police commander. Look, we're in a country that is very developed. We monitor all those things every day. Let me just do my.
You said chain of command only come from the police director.
It come from president. When it comes to protesters now, it come from president.
Who does the police director answer? Who is that police director answerable?
Who the police director?
In fact, that position now is the inspector general. It's not director.
Okay, let me tell you how it works.
The police IG is Gregory Como. Gregory Como.
Good. Gregory Como will be the
that 101 is the 100. Gregory Como.
Very good. So before any call reached to Gregory Como, right? Because what happened?
Now let's get this thing right for the sake of our audience. Gregory Como is the head of the entire police.
Yeah, which of course I know.
Gregory Como is answerable to the justice minister.
Yes.
Because the police falls under the Ministry of Justice.
Of course.
The justice minister is answerable to the president.
Good.
He is appointed by the president. He's a member of the executive. So say you're talking about Chin. I want to follow that Chin now.
So now,
let's follow the Chin. Let's follow the Chin from the police headquarters.
First of all,
from the police headquarters, you go to the Ministry of Justice. From there, you go to the president office.
No, yeah, I come in now. First of all, the commander that was on the scene, which is I just forgetting his name.
Yeah, just forget that one. Let go.
Okay. Now he was the first person they confide into. This is how the riot going to. You know, he already on the scene. He's seen it. The person he will make call to now is Gregory Como. So anything that happened over there. For my understanding, I will hold Gregory Como responsible because he was the last man. That man never did nothing over there without the consent of Gregory Como. But for somebody to come here and say the president Gregory Como, it just sounds elementary way.
But again, Moba, I know I don't have an opinion on this show, but let me come in with that. That statement doesn't sound elementary, Moba. Because if you're looking at the very listen, I'm not specifically saying this to President Boakai or whatever. No, but I'm just looking at how this thing works, right? So the fact that the police inspector general is answerable to the justice minister, the justice minister is answerable to the president. The president is the commander in chief, Moba.
So even when the president, let me tell you something. That's in So
the reason why I think that argument is not elementary is because
listen now,
the commander in chief
But the president will not get an order to police director to go and shoot somebody. He will not do that. He will only tell, maybe if the police director call, he say, make sure you put it under control. He will not tell you go shoot. Even when he say put it under control.
Now I get where you're coming from.
And you will tell you, oh, go shoot or did it. So it's
coming out now. It's coming out.
Let me close by saying that, right? 2022, an incident occurred in this country. A general got dressed in a military form. He started shooting on a police officer, not surveilling. He was going after police officer. When the police car was chasing him, getting one of the police cars and started and he was still on the run shooting. You know when the police director called, the 911 was called, you know what they told the police people? They said use any means or excessive force. They said Joe Biden, they said that Joe Biden they call. Not Joe Biden they call. They said use excessive
now
force.
I get where you're coming from.
Means to bring that situation to control before it escalates.
Thank you, Mama.
So when we discuss it is. We shouldn't involve the president. The president got to call.
Thank you.
Television.
Thank you, sir. Emmy, you want to close just shortly?
Sure, why not? So, I'm not even gonna go over your Chino comment argument because it's too silly for me. The only communication I see that is lacking here is this CDC government telling our people that it's they took bribe from those people done, and that's why they rushed into signing concession when they had not meet up with their on a bargain from the contract. And all your citizens are calling here in your feelings, trying to protect George Weah. Nobody said that. Anybody is not, I mean, nobody got the right to protest. Listen to me and listen well. Before you start protecting your spiritual leader, George Weah, I said that people have the right to protest peacefully. Police people are human beings as well. They are Liberians.
Thank you.
They don't have right to hurt anybody. You don't have right to hurt them either. You're not any more of a citizen than they are. Let's get that straight. They leave their family at home when they get in their uniform to go to work.
Thank
go
you.
And do your protest. When you're protesting peacefully, they have no right to shoot, to hurt you, to do anything. If anything, they should use tear gas. But if their life is at risk, if it's either you or them, they have that right to use deadly force if it comes to that. Let's just, you may not like it. I may not like it. To me, it may not be right. To you, it may not be right. But that's just it. Okay? That's what investigation has to be carried out to see why those weapons, those bullets were being used on those protesters. If there was a reason why, if they had any probable cause to use that weapon on them.
Thank you.
And we seen them, they were bleeding and stuff. That's what we saying they need to investigate. Nobody said it is right for anybody to take anybody's life, any police person to take anybody's life, or any civilian to take police person's life. That's not what we're saying. So don't call here in your temper, whatever, and try to defend your George Weah and going out of character and telling people what they are not saying here to be repeating lies and say that what somebody's saying here. Thank you. And people of B-minded, please be careful. I know you are upset. Yes, I get it, but do it in the right way. You want to be alive to see the end of this. You don't want to be dead and see it. Violence is not the answer. Let us all be peaceful and see the end of this, and we will be here and advocating for you that you get what you rightly deserve. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Guys, that's how I would like to end the show, man. I want to say thanks to everyone. It's been a great show. We look forward to being here again tomorrow with another edition of the Late Night Show. Until then, I want to say thanks to you. I want to say thanks to you, Francis Jabate. It's been a great time having you on here. Brother Moba, thanks for being here. Emmy of Marshall Territory, thanks for being here as well. And
no problem. I salute the woman.
What happened?
I said the only female we get missed no day. Me I say I get missed day.
I wasn't here yesterday. Shirley was in control.
I said everything. I said everything. Now live out everything and still get me beer. No, I will go. I will go show I'm finance, but I'm going to do that.
But I want to say
Yeah,
thanks to you, man, guys. Thanks to our audience. Thanks to our folks out there, guys. It's late up here. I gotta go, and
guys.
we'll see. We'll come back.
Go sleep, my man.
We'll be here tomorrow with another edition of the program. Thanks to our audience, the folks in Radio Land. It's been a great show. Till we come your way again. Have a good night. Liberia is all we have. So let's remember to keep the peace. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.